All right. Welcome to Frightmare HQ's special edition, the Lockdown Con. Frightmare's Lockdown Con.
Lloyd's kidnapped me.
I've kidnapped him.
Help me.
Are you okay? Or how are you feeling right now?
I feel so great that I'm here with you.
Oh, me too.
That's so
Thank
great.
you, Charlie.
I love you too,
Charlie. So we're live right now. We wanted to go live a little bit early and just kind of chat a little bit and talk about what we've got going on today and wait for a bunch of people to join us before Danny Trejo comes on. Got the schedule out there. Danny will be on with us at 2:05.
2:05.
Yeah.
The man himself.
What do you say? Leonda don't shine.
Leonda don't shine shoes. That's from Blood and Blood Out. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yes.
It is a phenomenal movie.
It's been a long time, but it is a good movie.
It has no decent release. Somebody needs to remaster that movie and put it on Blu-ray or something, because all there is a crappy VHS copy. That's
really?
It. Yeah.
That's all there is?
Yeah,
There's got to be somebody streaming it. Maybe it's on YouTube.
I don't think it's been restored or anything. It's just because even when they brought out the DVD, it was a scan of the VHS copy.
Oh, so it was just a VHS DVD.
You know what we need to talk
quality.
to? Arrow Video.
Arrow.
Make them do it.
Maybe they will do that.
I'm going to harass them until they do it.
They'll do it.
I'm going to send them letters that say, Londa don't shine shoes every day until they do it.
Until they pick it up. Just harass them. Give them a hard time until they finally coalesce.
Be like, we're done with Charles. Just
they'll block your emails.
Here's your movie. Leave us alone.
Exactly.
Who's on with us?
Let's see who's on. We got a bunch of comments.
Meredith.
There's Meredith. Well, the comments go so fast when I click it. Sometimes I bring it up, but there's Morgan. He'll
or
come
is the
on.
audio not working?
There's no audio?
I hope there's audio.
Why wouldn't there be?
I don't know.
I think it's just you, Morgan. Anybody else having problems?
No audio on me too. Uh-oh.
No audio.
There's
Bradley
audio.
says they can hear us. There's audio. Okay.
Audio is fine. Thank you.
There's audio. Audio is fine for me.
I'm very happy that we have audio.
Loud and clear. I wanted to say hi to Meredith.
Where is Meredith?
Where did her comments
There
go?
she is.
Wait,
3 up from where you're at.
Randall Kelly says no audio. Do you have audio, Randall?
Randall, make sure it's not muted.
Yeah, Meredith. Oh, there's Meredith. Hear you just fine.
Meredith, if you're out there, Meredith, I miss you.
Anybody else no audio? We want to make sure this is good.
No audio for me. Why do some people not have audio?
User error. Who said no audio?
Some people can hear us.
Aaron said no audio for me. Maybe back out and come back in and see what happens. Audio. All right. Let's see.
All right.
Al Bongs. This is making my day right now. Having the convention withdrawals at the moment.
Oh, Al. We miss you, Al.
We do miss you, Al. Who's Al?
Al's Al Bongs.
Al, is that your real last name? Or are you just into bongs?
Right now, Al is the most important person on our screen. Look at him. Al Bongs.
Al Bongs.
Cheers to Al.
Yeah. Cheers.
To Al.
To Al. All right. So
what's next?
2:01. We got about 4 minutes until Danny comes live with us.
Danny.
Bradley Hoffman says that's apple juice, right?
It is apple juice. Actually, apple cider for you.
Apple cider. Todd Lewis says click the speaker button on the video for audio.
That's sound advice, Todd.
Al Bong says law, but I do grow weed.
Oh no.
We need to talk to Al.
Al.
Where you at, Al?
Al.
Travis, hey Lloyd and Charles, hope you're doing great. We are doing great. I hope you are as well.
Thank you, Travis. We miss you too.
We should probably say welcome to everybody.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to the show. We're having a blast here. We're having a good time drinking apple cider.
Apple cider's good.
And enjoying things.
It's very tart, this apple cider.
Very tart for some reason. It's a little strong. I think it's sat around and fermented.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy LeCompte says, this is the first time in years I haven't been to Texas.
Texas misses you, Jimmy.
We got Scooby D 398 says, hey, I jumped from Facebook to here. Thanks for joining us on Twitch. Let's see. Loving all the videos. Much appreciated. We
Akasha.
appreciate you too, Akasha.
It's an awesome name. Mick Mac. Family reunion time.
Family reunion time. Yes, it is.
Family tradition.
Everybody chat it up. Use this opportunity to talk to each other while we're missing the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Talk amongst yourself, but to us as well.
That's right. Talks amongst yourself. My life would not be complete with a little Frightmare this weekend. I feel the same way, Chrissy.
To put a little Frightmare in your life.
Let's see. Rebecca says, yes, I know how to adjust the volume on my phone. I'm not retarded. We don't think you are, Rebecca.
We don't think that, Rebecca.
I hope it's not something weird going on, but I think we're good. We are getting a few people saying no sound.
Hey guys, yeah, we are getting a few people saying no sound, but people are saying sound is working as well from the same platform. So I'm not positive what the issue is, guys.
I'm not either. Are you on phones maybe? I don't know. All of these different platforms have different things, and it kind of gets confusing. All right, so we're kind of waiting on Danny, and he just popped in the background. There he is. Hey, Danny. We don't have you live yet. All right, Danny Trejo is here, everybody. Let's go ahead and bring Danny in.
Can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, Danny?
Danny!
We can hear you fine. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Frightmare, that's what's up in September.
That's what's up.
That's right. We're going to do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We missed you, Danny, this weekend.
I know. I wouldn't miss this one for the world. Besides, I love Dallas, and Texas is awesome. But, yeah, so September, we're doing it.
We are doing it.
You have some roots in Texas, right?
Hey, my whole family was from San Antonio. I was the only one that was born in L.A.
Ah.
But
well,
they made me an honorary Texan, so it's okay.
That's what I was going to say. We're going to count you as an honorary Texan.
You are always Texan in our book, Danny.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So the reason you're on today is this book.
Right on.
We went ahead and bought copies of the book because number one, I'm going to give this to my wife when we're done with it. Hey, you got one too.
There he is.
Yeah.
When we're done with this interview, I'm going to hand this book off to my wife, and she's going to make me everything in here. I hope. Please make me this stuff.
Thank you. That's awesome.
So, what was your big influence for food? You know, you have a big food influence in your life.
You know, but my mom was a great cook. So, you know, it's like in the, families usually, I always say Latino families, but really every family, they make unbelievable, beautiful meals at the first of the month. By the end of the month, you're mixing stuff, and so I would ask her, what's this, Mom? And she'd go, it's called Out of the Cupboard. Or it's called We Mix It, or it's called Shut Up and Eat It. And it's like, but all these, she was a great cook, and I love good food. And when I was doing a movie called Badass, the producer noticed that I would not eat like fast food stuff. So he kind of said, why don't you open a restaurant? So jokingly, I said Trejo's Tacos. And 2 movies later, he brought me a business plan. And me, being the brilliant businessman that I am, I immediately handed it off to my agent, Gloria Hinojosa, who is, by the way, from Texas. And
yes, she is.
And she gave me the okay that this is a good idea. And so we opened up our first restaurant on La Brea in LA, and then now we have 8 locations and a donut shop.
Lloyd and I have actually been to the one on La Brea.
Awesome.
We have.
It's phenomenal. And I've been to your donut shop, which is phenomenal. And I've been to your cantina, which is phenomenal.
Get on.
I've only had the opportunity to go to the taco shop, but Charles and I went there together when we were in the LA area a while back.
Call me. Hey, call me. Bring the family, man.
It was fantastic. And I consider myself a taco connoisseur, so it's my favorite. We have Torchy's here.
Texans are taco connoisseurs.
We are. We call it Tex-Mex here.
Tex-Mex. Not just gringo tacos. We like them all here.
We love it. So what's your favorite recipe in the book? Do you have a favorite or?
You know what? One of the things that I do is I love I think we have the best nachos in the world, right? And because they're nachos. And they're like unbelievable. And what I always do is I always just put 2 eggs over easy on top and call it breakfast.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sounds delicious.
Danny, if somebody was trying to just start off cooking something, what would you say in this that would be a good starter recipe for them to try?
You know what? A good one is like, any kind of tacos. Tacos are like so versatile and do anything with them, but really like carne asada and pork, carnitas, those are like simple tacos. I love them.
Right. One of the things that I loved about what you said is you could take anything like the piece of meat, and you can marinate it and love it into being the most tasteful and savory.
I had Anthony Bourdain at my restaurant when he was living, when he was alive, and he said he wouldn't eat any place in LA but my place. He loved it, and he loved our cauliflower taco. We have a cauliflower taco that's braised, and he said this is delicious, and he was like the fact that we have gluten-free, vegetarian, vegan, and you can still bite into a cow if you want to.
And it's seasoned just right.
Yeah,
exactly.
What I love about your book, Danny, is it's not just a cookbook. It's like a guide almost. You're teaching people about the spices. You're teaching people about the cuts of meat.
Yeah.
What was kind of your influence to bring all that into not just make it a cookbook?
Okay, besides, it's like I grew up in LA. I was running around LA when the tallest building was our city hall, and we had like streetcars. So we used to like jump on a streetcar, go all the way to Long Beach, come all the way back, and then get in trouble for cutting school. And but it's like, so I loved LA. So the story is not just a cookbook, but it's a story about living in LA for me.
The culture and everything that goes into it, and you can taste all of that in these recipes.
I love how you dedicated it to your mom.
Yeah, she's a great cook.
What's your favorite thing your mom used to cook you? What was your favorite thing growing up?
You know what? It's like my mom could cook anything, but I think one of the favorite. She used to make a steak that would melt in your mouth, and it was like unbelievable. She would marinate it and just like. It was just perfect. And then we used to have barbecues at my house because my dad built a barbecue out back and stuff. And so, it's just like, there's nothing like home cooking. There's nothing like home cooking. And that's what we tried to do in this restaurant, make it kind of at home. I send like friends of mine into my restaurants, just incognito, just go in and, bring me the check. But basically all my friends go, you want me to wear a wire? No, I don't want to wear a wire. Just go in there and just, and they like, but I've never had a bad report. They love the staff, because I think a lot of celebrities think they can just open up a restaurant and stick their name on it and it's going to make it. It's, if the food's not good, they're not coming back.
Absolutely.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
And if the staff is lousy, they're not coming back. So, we've been really, really blessed that I've been lucky with my staff, and we interview them all, and they're all like just really pleasant. The first thing, everybody, it's like when you walk in, you get a big hello, hi, come on in, and you're welcome home. They'll say something,
Well, that's what I love about the book is it's just so honest. You come out and say, look, I wasn't ever a cook. And I love the story you told about your kids, how you would make pancakes for them.
Yeah.
and it was just the Bisquick box.
Yeah.
I love how you say things like you can use canned beans. Like that's amazing because some cookbooks don't tell you that. And you're like, you can use canned beans, just rinse them off. I'm like, thank you.
It's accessible for everybody.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't want to say it was a cookbook for dummies, but it's a cookbook for me.
It's a cookbook for me too.
Well, that's what your fans really love about you is you're honest and you're down to earth, and there's no BS when it comes to Danny. I saw recently you fed the hospital staff.
Yeah.
And that
was so funny. It's like there's this nurse that was sleeping in her car, and she's thanking me for bringing food. She said, "Well, she didn't want to take whatever she had into the family, so she would like sleep outside." And I was almost in tears. And my God, it's like they let us rent to a motel or something, And I mean, she was just so sweet that she was like almost in tears, thanking us, And it was like next week, this coming week, me and Garcetti, I love calling him Garcetti, our mayor, me and Garcetti, we're gonna go feed the elderly at some different homes, and then me and the governor, that's cool. He's cool. Gavin, we're gonna be feeding some of the homeless.
Oh wow, that's so amazingly generous of you, Danny.
It's a big heart, Danny. That's so great to hear.
That's the way the good Lord wants us to live. We're supposed to be helping each other. There's a lot of people that are complaining, and I understand. We're all going broke. It's like, so what? I mean, it's sad, but we've got so much stuff to help us right now, and people want to go to the beach. I tell God, man, hold it, just wait a minute, man. It's like, just do what I do, man. Get some baby oil, go out the backyard and play Twister. You know what I mean? It's like
stay home and cook. Stay home and cook.
Stay home and cook. Stay with your dogs, But I don't want to see those hats saying "Make America Sick Again." I'm over it. So we got to stay. Positive. Personally, man, I really want to listen to what the doctors are saying. You know what I mean? I don't really care about politicians other than my governor and my mayor, but I just want to make sure that my kids are safe. I want to make sure that my neighbors are safe.
Right. Well, that's so important. Danny, you're amazing. I know you have other things to do, so we're not going to hold you up. What I want you to do before you go, I want you to tell everybody where we can get this book.
Hey, we can get it at Amazon. We can get it at Barnes and Nobles, and you can get it on my FaceSpace, or what is that? Instagram, or one of those things. Yeah, you can look me up.
Yeah, and I think on Barnes and Noble you can get a signed copy too.
Yes, Barnes and Noble.
That's really cool.
Signed copies, yeah, and if you see me on the street and you got one, I'll sign it for you.
Oh, Danny, that's awesome. Sweet of you.
Thank you.
God bless you guys.
You're the most amazing. Go ahead.
I'll see you guys in September, man. I can't wait. I love Texas. It's like so awesome.
Texas loves you.
When you come, Danny, we have to go get some good food together. I know some good places in Dallas. We're going to go, okay?
You got it. All right, Holmes. God bless you guys.
God bless you. Thank you again so much.
Thank you for coming on, Danny.
Hook 'em horns. Is that okay?
Right. What is that?
Hook 'em horns.
There you go. Hook 'em horns.
Rhonda don't shine shoes.
Wait, I got to tell you something. Hold on.
Okay.
When I was doing my chete, I went back there with a couple of friends of mine, right? Mario and Max. And if you look in the dictionary for Cholo gangsters, you got a picture of these two guys, right? They just look like gangsters. And we're walking down 6th Street in Austin, and they're madder than hell, right? I'm saying, what's wrong with you guys? Hey, everybody's giving us gang signs. I said, no, that's the college. That's Hook 'em horns. So this beautiful little cheerleader goes by and goes, hey, guys. Both of them say, hey.
I thought it was gang signs. Oh,
hey,
man.
before I let you go, Tom Savini said
my pal.
Yeah, he said you guys were on set and you looked up and you said, look, that's Mel Gibson. And you ran over and got a picture with Mel. Absolutely. He wanted me to ask you if you have got a copy of that picture. He'd love to have it.
I don't know. I probably do here somewhere, but you know what? My agent gets so angry at me for asking for autographs. I just said, he's famous.
Yeah, why not? Hey, I'd be the same way over Mel Gibson, man. All right, Danny.
Thank you,
God bless you guys, man. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you in September.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow.
What a great guy.
He's awesome. I love Danny. He's one of the best guests of all time.
He is.
Loves his fans, loves to help people. It's been kind of his mission to help people. So we're super, super glad to have him.
And if you guys are in LA, I'm telling you, go to his restaurants until we're fortunate. Oh my God, Diablo's here.
El Diablo is back. El Diablo. Uh-oh. Did we unplug? I think we did. El Diablo is here. Looks like we've got some people in the background already. Lucky McKee and Mike Hewitt from Arrow Video are here.
We have to exercise Diablo first.
Let's get rid of El Diablo.
The power of Christ compels you.
Get out of here, El Diablo.
See, it works.
Ah, you did it. Good
His
job.
hand. I'm so good.
All right, so I'm going to bring these guys on one at a time. First up, we got Mr.
It's
Mike Hewitt.
Mike Hewitt.
Hello, guys.
Hello. Welcome
Can
to
you hear-
Frightmare HQ.
Texas Frightmare.
Excellent. Absolutely.
We are here with you.
And we can hear you fine. Maybe I should take down Danny's name since he's gone.
That's not Danny, guys. That's Mike. There he
That's
is.
Mike. Yep. What are you drinking there, Danny?
Yes.
He joined us. Cheers.
We're going to cheer you right
We're gonna
here.
cheers to Mike.
Cheers, Mike.
Cheers.
Mike, we miss you today, Mike. You should be here with us.
We should. We should. It would have been our 4th year. We would have loved to have been here. But yeah, with you. Alas, we're all separated, but still in good cheer.
Absolutely. We're going to get together here today and we're going to have a good time. Let's bring in James Flower.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, James.
Hey, how's it going? Hey.
You froze up a little bit. What was that?
Can you all hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you, James.
I said, can you all hear me? Great.
Yes.
Excellent. Sad not to be in Dallas. Hopefully September or whenever this all gets straightened out.
Hopefully the corona goes away by then and we'll be all good to go.
Yes.
Thanks for joining
Hopefully.
us, James.
Thank you, guys.
My pleasure.
And last but definitely not least, let's bring in Lucky McKee.
Lucky.
What is up, Lucky?
Hey, Lucky.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey,
Looking good there.
Thanks. full Corona uniform.
Absolutely. That's why I'm wearing this hat. Everybody's giving me a hard time for my hat, but it's better than the alternative, which is Corona hair.
Corona here.
So let's dig right into it. We're going to talk about the upcoming release of The Woman, which is when is it actually going to come out now? I know this, everything that's going on kind of delayed stuff.
Yeah, we hit a slight delay, but we're out on May the 26th
Awesome.
in
Nice.
UK, US, and Canada, and it's all available on diabolicdvd.com.
All right, that's a great place to order from if anybody needs a good place to order Arrow stuff. They're
Yeah.
fantastic people and they ship fast and it's a good place.
Get you all the fun stuff that Arrow brings out.
Definitely. So what all went into the release of this new Blu-ray? Whoever wants to field that one, feel free to.
I can talk about it a little bit. I mean, we basically remastered for The Woman. We remastered the film in 4K. The movie's never looked better, even
Nice.
when we first finished it. It's the best the movie's ever looked. It's just phenomenal. I was like almost had tears in my eyes watching it in the color room when we were finishing it. And I also had sitting in my old kind of pile of tapes at my office a bunch of an old hard drive with a ton. Next to all those tapes was an old hard drive with a bunch of footage that my dad had shot every day on set of the shooting of the film. And we went through all that footage and just kind of like culled it down and made this like 75-minute thing. There's no like interviews and no commentary, anything like that. It's just like you're just a fly on the wall on the set, a little bit of every single day on set of the making of the film. So it's pretty intimate and pretty cool and just kind of shows like everything that went into it. So I don't know, that's really special to me. And it's all shot by my dad, so that's really special. So
that's
instead
awesome.
of fly on the wall, we called it Dad on the Wall. And we did a ton of new commentary tracks and all the original extras are on there. I mean, it's just like, it's the coolest release that any of my films has ever had. And the cover art was done, was painted by my wife, who's an
nice.
amazing portrait artist and illustrator. We've been working together longer than we've been together. Yeah, so I mean, it's just, I don't know, and just working with these guys, Mike and James and everybody, some of the old crew again and stuff. It's just been, I don't know, just phenomenal. I couldn't be more excited about a release than this one. So.
Well, that's what you can always count on with Arrow because it seems like everything they release is just lovingly curated and there's so much that goes into
It's
it.
almost like the equivalent of like having a Criterion edition for a genre film.
That's exactly right.
I have to agree. I mean, I think Arrow is the same. I mean, They
I think
they
it's
know.
better. I think it's better. I think their catalog's better.
I have to say their catalog's better too, because this is Frightmare, so we love their catalog.
We
So.
love it.
yeah.
Mike doesn't like, whenever I get together with Mike, I'm always profusely thanking him, and he's like, "Oh, stop it," you know. But we love Arrow Video so much.
I first met Mike when we premiered The Woman in London at Fright Fest.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
It was like our first hangout, and we had a little like the night before the show, we had a little freak out about the print and all this kind of stuff, but totally helped us figure it out, and we got it in there, and that was one of probably the best screening I ever had of the film too. So I'm going to stick close to this guy because good things happen around Mike Hewitt.
Yes.
That was back at the Empire Cinema in Leicester Square, wasn't it? It was 1,400 seater. Phenomenal screening.
Yeah.
It's the second time I've released this film, really, for a second distributor. And, you know, it's amazing now to have an Arrow. And, you know, James, as one of our producers, has just done a sterling job on this release. It's looking phenomenal.
Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, I was in the audience at that screening at the Empire, and I've been a fan of Lucky's since I caught May on TV in the middle of the night 15 years ago, I guess it would have been. Like it's so, and I remember kind of before The Woman came out. This is before Facebook and Twitter and everything. So there'd been a good few years since The Woods and Sick Girl, which were kind of the last things that Lucky had done. So to kind of have Lucky's wilderness years sort of end with The Woman, and it got this triumphant reception that night, was amazing to see. And so to be able to work on the film, this new release of the film many years later, has just been such an honor as a fan. So really pleased to do it.
And we did a premiere of The Woman here in Frightmare.
Yeah, Frightmare.
Yeah.
Was that the Texas premiere, Lucky? Or
Yeah, it was. We had like a little red carpet thing and the whole deal. It was a good time. I think we got very, very drunk that night.
When you guys do one of these remasters, how long does it take? What goes into the process of doing this?
This one is, we the movie was originally shot digital on a Sony F23, I think, at the time, which was one of the better. It was like one down from the best camera that Sony was making at that time. We actually were still shooting on tape. It was recorded onto a tape, but we had all of those files saved on hard drives and everything like that. And we pulled all those back up and got them into the 4K space, and then that gave us more room for the blacks basically. So the film has like a snappier, kind of darker look to it now, and some of the shot matching is a little bit better, and it's just super crisp. It looks amazing on a big screen. It's going to look phenomenal at home. So, but it was a fun process. We have, I work in a shop here in the industrial district in El Paso that we have. They kind of gutted this old, like 120-year-old building, and a friend of mine just remodeled the inside of it. And we do our editing there and our sound work. And downstairs, a friend of ours built just a beautiful DI suite, color suite. So we've just been running all of our movies through there and everything. And it was just, a couple week process of us sitting down and just kind of going through every shot in the film and just making sure it looked, the best quality possible. Really fun process, actually. I haven't gotten to do that with any of my films yet. So it was really fun.
Thanks to Arrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, James, what all do you do? What all is your process when it comes to putting something out like this?
So for those who kind of didn't quite get the gist at the beginning, so I'm one of the Blu-ray producers at Arrow. So it's essentially my job to, once we acquire a film, to kind of conceptualize what the release is going to be, to research what else has been done with it before that maybe we can carry over, and what needs to be done from scratch. So kind of finding someone to do the cover artwork, what bonus features there are going to be, trying to find that out, and kind of midwifing that all the way through to completion, essentially. So on something like The Woman, for example, The Woman is an example where we were in with the amount of stuff that existed already, and that these guys were bringing to the table. So in terms of what we kind of then added to that, one new extra that we've shot that I was really pleased we were able to get was that Lauren Ashley Carter, who's one of the actors from the film, who horror fans will also know from films like Darling and The Mind's Eye, and a terrific actress. She's moved to the UK, so we were actually be able to get someone in near where she lives to go and film a new interview with her, kind of recollecting her time on the film. So
I haven't seen that yet either. Too, I haven't seen
it's
her.
really.
Hope she doesn't drag me too hard.
And she was sign up and do it again.
Well, that's
but the really exciting thing, as Lucky said, was to be able to get his wife Vanessa to do the cover artwork, because Lucky posts Vanessa's artwork on his Twitter feed quite often. He's very kind of supportive, vocal supporter of her, as you would imagine, as you would hope. And she did a piece of artwork for May that I thought was just wonderful. It's a piece of artwork that shows the character of May in this kind of glass display case where she keeps a doll in the film. If you know the film, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I was really intrigued to see what she could bring to the table for the woman, what she could do as well. And I kind of had this vague idea, well, it could be kind of a spin on, the classic American Gothic, the Grant Wood painting. And I think Andrew Van Den Houten is trying to call in as well.
It's weird. We're set up here, and I just saw him down here, but he may have bailed on us because.
There he is.
Andrew. I didn't want to impose, I'm watching you guys, so I'm like the fly on the wall.
Well, I didn't know if that was my fault because I kind of have to scroll down to see you, and then I scrolled down and I saw that, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I didn't keep him waiting too long. So
it's all good. I'm enjoying this. Go on.
Hi, Andrew.
Andrew Van Den Houten was the producer of The Woman, right?
Yeah.
And the director of Offspring, which is the movie that's bundled in as a bonus if you buy this film in the UK or Canada. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it for the US yet, but maybe in a few years' time we'll be able to put that disc out in the US too.
Nice.
But it was really cool of James to ask Vanessa to do the artwork for not only for The Woman but for Offspring as well.
Yes.
This wasn't something that I suggested. I mean, if I saw an opportunity there, I would have suggested it, but. A lot of distributors that you work with, they kind of have their usual people that they go to for these things and everything. So it was just like, I don't know, it was such a great day when he asked if Vanessa would be interested in doing that. And she'd put her heart and soul into both of those paintings. It was really, really fun to watch.
She was terrific and very patient with all of my notes and
everything.
Yeah, totally.
So she did yeah. You guys got it to a great place. I mean, it was a good collaboration. Yeah. But yeah, it's just.
She also did a great job on the Offspring artwork as well. I think really tie into each other beautifully. And Vanessa,
she did all those at poster resolution too. So if that's something that's wanted down the road, you could have that thing big and loud and proud on your wall.
Oh, that would be cool. I'm pulling it up right now. I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna show it on the page.
Yeah,
here.
Let's pull it up because it's.
But you guys go ahead and talk while I'm doing that. Don't let me slow you down. Andrew, go ahead and talk a little bit about the production of the movie. We haven't gotten to you yet, so.
It was exciting. I mean, I think Lucky and I were talking about doing kind of a continuation of the woman's character, and he really wanted to get inside of her head for this particular story. And I think the challenges that I was faced with were particularly related to shooting the film. We had prepped the whole movie in Massachusetts, and then all of a sudden, give me 1 second, guys. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Hey, live streaming. Well, Lucky, I've got this here real quick while he's gone. We'll put it up.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth about what her expression should be. Is it too savage? Is it not savage enough? And they went back and forth on it a few times, and Vanessa kept doing mock-up after mock-up, and then eventually they just kind of found a place that they were all really happy with, and then she just goes in and does this like super hyper detail work on it and everything, and it's beautiful.
It is. It's really good.
Fine line between too pretty or too scary. That's kind
totally. Yeah. No, it was good. It worked out. It worked out really well. And should we talk about the other edition? Or were we going to talk about?
Go ahead.
This other thing, Mike?
Oh, right. Yeah. So not only on Blu-ray, we're also releasing the film as it's been remastered in 4K. It's going to be on 4K in digital, but we thought we'd go all the way the other way around as well. So we've teamed up with brokehorrorfan.com, and there's going to be a very limited VHS release, which is going to be available from May the 26th from witterentertainment.com. as I say, it's going to be very, very limited. It's using the same artwork, but the team there have taken the film and put it into the VHS format. We've got the Offspring trailer on there, and there's a couple of other inclusions from both Lucky and Andrew on the release.
That was WinterEntertainment.com?
WinterEntertainment.com.
Perfect.
Yeah, and that's super special to me because, obviously I grew up, VHS was my lifeline to horror, especially because I grew up in a really rural area, so everything was seen on tape as a kid. And the only other movie of mine to be released on VHS was my first movie, May. That was kind of like right at the tail end where they were still making VHS editions of everything. So for this to kind of like bookend that is just, I don't know, it's going to be really special to put on the shelf. Really excited to have that thing in my hands.
I'm a VHS collector myself.
Yeah, I know a lot of people in our age range are big VHS folks. A lot of people are just like, do you even have a VCR? It's like, fuck yeah, I have a VCR. All the people have VCRs still.
I have a beta machine too, so I'm even worse. I'm
There's
a huge nerd.
Something special about just putting that cassette in and just hearing all those noises. It's
it
brings back memories.
Yeah. There's a lot of nostalgia there for sure.
So, Andrew, did you put out that fire?
Yes, my daughter was screaming in the other room, and this is the thing about live streaming. At least she didn't run in the middle of the interview. But she's adorable. She's like 3 years old and change, and this whole quarantine bit has just sent us all into a bit of a conundrum sometimes. And so she's fine. It's all good.
Did you lock her in the closet again?
I put her in the closet. No,
was she watching The Woman? Is that what she was doing?
Yeah, it was crazy though. We were planning to shoot the whole movie in Michigan, and then the state basically said you can't make this film, due to censorship. They said it's not good for tourism, so you're going to have to shoot somewhere else. And so I had to literally, I think we had 2 weeks or 3 weeks to find another place to shoot the movie, and we went to Massachusetts. And Lucky and Lucky was so awesome about it. He was so supportive and just like, we got to do what we got to do. And I was like, we definitely, we need to get the movie made. And so I remember landing on the front page of the New York Times as an article, page A1, talking about, with Michael Seepley, about how Michigan forced us to go to Massachusetts. And I never in a billion years thought that, I'd ever be on the front page of the New York Times, let alone be talking about a horror film on the front page of the New York Times. So the General Attorney's Office called me up in Massachusetts and said, well, what's going on with this movie you're bringing to our state? And, what is this, pornography? And I was like, absolutely not. It's an R-rated sequel to a film that Sam Raimi's company in Lionsgate released previously, that I directed. This is actually going to be an awesome, exciting horror film. And then Lucky McKee, the acclaimed director, is going to be writing and directing it. So they basically, said, all right, well, just be safe. You can shoot in Massachusetts. We're not going to censor you. I said, great, because, we want to make our fucking movie.
Yeah.
So, and we did.
Which is also really strange because you had already shot Offspring there. And I think Offspring is actually way more graphic and kind of brutal in a lot of ways than The Woman actually is, Yeah. I don't know.
It was crazy.
Michigan. My wife's from Detroit, so I can talk bad about them if I want to. You lose, Michigan. Sorry, you lost.
That's your lose, Michigan. Sorry, Michigan.
Yeah, the best thing about Andrew starting everything in Michigan is that he discovered a brilliant sound designer in Andrew Smedik. And I brought Andrew onto The Woman. We were just one of those situations where you meet somebody and you're just on the same page. And he's done everything I've made since. He even has an office here in El Paso where we do all of our pre-dubbing and stuff like that. Phenomenal person, And by the time we got to post on The Woman, I was living in Oklahoma at the time in a house in the middle of nowhere, just the deep country. And the whole post-production process of that movie was Andrew Smedik, the songwriter Sean Spillane, and the editor Zach Passero, and me, just in my house in the middle of the woods in Oklahoma, and just four dudes just isolated themselves for a few months out there. And it was one of the greatest creative experiences I've ever had. It was almost like when you hear about like a band like going off to like record an album in a castle or something like that. It was kind of like that sort of experience. So it was extremely special.
Well, it's a fantastic movie, and I think everybody needs to see it. And I'm excited for the release coming up on Arrow. I think it's going to just bring it up another notch. You didn't really need that, but it's going to be great.
It's going to blow us all away. We're very much looking forward to it, and course, we're sad about a slight delay, but not too long. Not too long. We only got a few more weeks to wait.
Yeah.
Worth the wait. And it's so good to see all these guys and see you again, Lloyd, and you guys see everybody here, because all of us, we usually deal with each other in emails and everything. So it's good to see your faces, and it's good to say thank you to all of you for supporting what I do and for supporting, the teams of people that I work with and everything like that. It means a lot. So
thanks is all ours. Lucky and Andrew, you've always been there for us, for Frightmare. And you discovered, didn't you discover one of the actresses at Frightmare? Your dad did, right?
Yeah, the girl Shyla, who plays Darlin in my film, the little girl. Her parents had a table next to my table that year, and I had just finished writing the screenplay, and my dad saw that little girl walking around, and he was like, "That looks like that character that you just wrote." And we made friends with their parents, and then 6 months later or something like that, this little girl, who had never, been on a film set before, ended up in the film. And then, that turned into, Polly loving that Darling character so much that, she created a whole new, the third film, basically, out of that character. So, yeah, Frightmare, making it happen. Yeah.
Well, that's a cool story.
Yeah.
Mike, before we go, Mike and James and Andrew, do you guys have anything to add that you want to talk about the release? Or
No, I'm good. I think we're back tomorrow, aren't we? So we can talk a little bit more about our slate then. But no, over to you, Andrew. If you've got anything else.
No, just thank you. I echo what Lucky said. I mean, it was a real honor to get to go back, even with Offspring as well, and kind of remaster the original Super 16 negative and go into 4K HDR with that. And I do, hope that we'll be able to have that come out in the US, down the line as well, as kind of a companion piece to Lucky's, Lucky. I think it's just been great, man. You guys at Texas Frightmare have always been so supportive of the genre and independent horror. And, it's you guys are doing this. I know it's a shame that we can't all be there. We were all so excited to come down and party and meet the fans and hang out. So it's good that we can at least do this, and hopefully in the near future we'll all be able to get to celebrate in person. Thank you guys again for everything.
Well, thank you all. We're looking forward to September so much.
Without you guys, there'd be no Frightmare without you guys. So we appreciate everything you guys do.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, if you don't have anything else, I think we'll go ahead and wrap up this segment, and then we'll see Mike. And who else are we going to see tomorrow, Mike?
We've got Louise. Louise is going to be joining us tomorrow, and Ewan and James. So it'll be the four of us, and we'll be talking about what we've got upcoming.
And is that when we do the karaoke with? Is James doing the karaoke or no? Who's doing karaoke tomorrow?
Ewan has promised karaoke. We shall wait and see.
Well, we look forward to that. Well, thank you guys so much. Give us the release date again so everybody can look out for that.
Out on Blu-ray, May 26th, and digital on 4K, May 25th.
All from Arrow Video US. All right, guys.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for joining us.
We look
Thanks,
forward.
guys.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cool. Take care, all. See you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. All right, Mike. There he is. All right, so that's awesome. I love The Woman. I love that whole series.
It's a great series, and oh god,
there's El Diablo
No.
again. There's El Diablo back again. Good to see you, El Diablo. Right or no? Do we like to see El Diablo?
I don't know what El Diablo's doing. El Diablo scares me. No.
So we've got El Diablo.
Where's that holy water we brought?
I know.
I think
Nobody sent me in here.
I think I drank it. Crap.
Now let's see. We've got Bill Moseley coming up here at 2:45, and we'll just kind of deal with El Diablo for a little bit. Oh, look, Bill is in the background.
Bill.
Should we go ahead and introduce Bill?
Let's bring
I
Bill.
see him. Here he is. Oh, there he is.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Bill, long time, man. Good to see you.
Thanks. Good to be here. I'm under strange but interesting circumstances.
Yeah, well, we might as well do it this way and instead of missing out. Do you see El Diablo there?
I do.
There's
That's
El
our
Diablo.
mysterious El Diablo.
El Diablo pops up every now and then.
And what is El Diablo doing?
We don't know.
Terror.
All right.
So
Right.
how's quarantine treating you, Bill? What have you been up to?
It's actually been okay. I am here in Los Angeles. I'm hunkered down. I've got plenty of toilet paper, so that's good.
That's what happened to all the toilet paper.
It's all at Bill's
Moseley
house.
has it.
Well, I didn't really, actually it's not really good toilet paper. It's like single ply. So it's kind of like having a tissue. It's really not I like a good hardy, not quite a sandpaper, but, a good hardy.
Prison toilet paper.
Yeah, prison toilet paper. That's right.
Well, it's better than a water hose and I guess.
A water hose.
Well, actually, no, that's a little more effective. And actually, I was in Japan in at the end of November, first couple weeks of December of last year, doing a movie with Nick Cage called Prisoners of the Ghostland, which will come out sometime, I guess, toward the end of the year. It's directed by a great Japanese director named Sion Sono, who did some really cool Tag and Cold Fish, hair extensions, really Tokyo Tribe, Tokyo Suicides, really some cool stuff. And this is his first English language movie. It's kind of a mashup between ninjas and cowboys. And anyway, the point is that they have bidets over there. So, instead of toilet paper, they have these little, very comfortable, warm jets. Speaking of a hose to clean your ass. But otherwise, I go out, I wear my mask and gloves and keep 6 feet and do all that kind of stuff. And, I don't know. It's trying to get used to it, but it hasn't really been that, it hasn't been that difficult.
Yeah. I mean, if you go out and you just, obey the rules, it seems like there's a lot of people that don't want to obey the rules. So, but, wear a mask and wear your gloves if you feel like it. And when you get home, wash your hands, damn it.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Apparently we have to teach people how to wash their hands. Apparently that's a thing. So.
Well, I thought that was pretty interesting that it's, there's the 20-second suggestion that you should wash your hands while singing Happy Birthday to You. Twice. And that apparently is 20 seconds. Oh, twice, is it?
You have to sing it twice.
Jeez. I just sing it slowly. So
you'll have to demonstrate that for us later, Lord.
Yeah, my wife, I always try to watch it the full 20 seconds. And my wife is always like, you take too long. And I'm like, I'm just following the rules, honey. Just following the rules.
And do you sing actually out loud? Do you sing Happy Birthday twice while you do it?
No, I usually just count. I just go 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000.
I think he sings. He doesn't want to tell us.
Yeah, well, that's Charles's job to sing on the live stream. So what else is going on?
I don't have 20 seconds only because I put it under the sink and the hot water gets really hot in about 10 seconds. So I got to say I'm kind of skimping just to save my hands from being burned. So anyway, but I'll maybe figure it out. I'm sure we have a little more time left to figure these things out before everything returns to normal. But I'm actually interested, Lloyd, in your plan, your vision. I mean, I'm interested in general, just how things like conventions are going to reimagine themselves so that it's a fun experience for everybody involved and safe, et cetera.
To me, it's all about you just have to wait and see how things are going to go. I mean, if it's not going to be safe, there's no sense in doing it, so you just hope for the best and expect the worst. But yeah, I mean, it definitely, if we go back into it and we're looking at a 25% reduction in capacity, then I don't see how that works. I mean, it just kind of kills the event. Everything that makes it fun is gone now. So, I think you just have to hang in there and hope for the best, Yeah. That's really all you can do. I mean, luckily it's not just one convention that's having this problem. It's it's worldwide. It's conventions and concerts, and I think everybody is trying to figure out, how do you do it if it's not safe? How do you do it if it's not safe?
Yeah.
I got to leave that up to the doctors and scientists.
Yes, thank you.
This isn't up to me. It's up to the virus, and then I have to just follow the recommendations of the professionals. That's all I can do.
And even the 6-foot rule makes it difficult, because I can't see doing a convention if there's a mandatory 6 foot away from everybody. It's
well, especially if you've got somebody like Robert Englund with a line of 1,000 people, you're going to end up it's going to end up going across the street into the airport.
Yeah, out on the tarmac. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to have zombies on the tarmac.
Right.
You have to throw pictures at them, like, can you catch it?
Yeah, right.
Well, it's the same with your line. Whenever you come to a show, your line is always crazy and it never stops. So, I mean, how do you see doing it? I mean, because you get interactive with people, you shake hands, and you get personal.
Yep.
I mean, in the age of coronavirus, how do you do that?
Yeah, not quite Biden personal, but whoa. But anyway, I'm
sorry. That took me a second. I gotta have
all right. Anyway, I kind of see that it's going to make it can make photo ops and selfies kind of tough. It's going to make the lines, like, for instance, I use my phone for people to sign when they want to do some kind of a square sale or something. So that's out. No, put your arm around their shoulder and take a picture kind of stuff. So, I mean, I just see it as a lot more antiseptic, and kind of it'll certainly remove a lot of the personal touches, so to speak. But I still think it's going to be fun. I think the bottom line is what a lot of the fans take from the experience is that they end up with a signed 8x10 or a figure or whatever they brought to have signed, and I think that's going to be the redeeming feature, is that no matter how whatever way you get it, you can take a picture of your celebrity signing something. That'll be a part of it. It just won't have that, that same personal touch. But I don't think it's a deal breaker by any stretch.
Yeah. So we don't have to put you in a plexiglass box with where you put your hands through the gloves, and
he's got gloves that he's signing.
Sign for everybody.
Well, I would like that anyway, but that sounds just because it sounds cool.
He's got a mask on the whole time.
Nice. I like that. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll start working on that plexiglass box for you.
Yeah, or just like a kind of a Scotch guard, just spray. Had the celebrities strip and then walk through this stream of Scotch guard. And then,
like
then it won't really matter.
Do we do that with Silkwood? Remember Silkwood when they threw her in the shower and they scrubbed her down? Do we do that with you two afterwards?
Well, volunteers doing that with the brushes, they'll just be cleaning you off.
All right, but I get to pick the volunteers.
We could add that in as something that people pay for, the Bill Moseley scrub down experience.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go. That's a new one. Yeah.
It's an extra meet and greet experience there.
Oh, man. So tell us, what do you got? Anything else besides the movie that you were talking about? Anything?
Yes, actually, I also, I did, I've fortunately, the first 3 months of this year, I had a couple more jobs, one of which I can talk about, one I can't. But that was exciting. So right now, I have a manager who's, continuing to, try to work future jobs out. And, that's the problem, I'm sure, with most actors and a lot of other professions, is that there really is this uncertainty. Are you going to get on a plane? Where are you going to stay? When you're actually in production, what kind of rules are going to apply in terms of 6 feet? How does that work? Actually, I was reading something funny. It was like, what happens to the sex scene, with a 6 foot, social distancing. So, just a lot of, questions that remain to be answered in the film and television industry. I actually, I'm doing okay. I have my wife and we are here with our 21-year-old daughter. I also have an older daughter who has her own place and is doing fine. But, I feel for my 21-year-old because she just graduated from college. She just finally got got all her credits, enough credits to graduate. So she has, in fact, graduated, but there'll be no graduation ceremony.
Yeah.
She has her gown from her high school graduation. And so we tried to throw her a little party. But, when you're quarantined with your parents, that's
not as cool.
It's not as fun.
Not for a 21-year-old. And so, we've been trying to make the best of that. I did actually get a puzzle from Amazon. It took about 2 months, but it finally got here. Because when we first heard about the quarantine, it was about like, well, let's get a puzzle. I don't know. So I got a 1,000-piece puzzle, and it hasn't been opened. I also got a Scrabble set, and nobody wants to play Scrabble. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But
so you're on your own.
I guess I'm on my own.
We should come back on and do a live stream Scrabble. We'll play Scrabble with Bill.
That would be great, actually. Thank you. I'm looking for somebody to play because I do like Scrabble, but nobody else does.
You just kind of made me sad, though. You made me think of you as like the Griswold father, that's got all these fun things planned, and none of the kids want to.
Nobody wants to do it with him. I've been doing puzzles though too at home. I would join in a puzzle with you, but that's kind of hard to do virtually. We can't really do a puzzle virtually.
Well, they are actually taking off tomorrow for 2 weeks. They're driving to my wife's family has a place in New Mexico. So they're going there. They're leaving me here in Los Angeles to take care of the sick cat.
Oh, does your cat have the coronavirus?
No, apparently not. But he's got some kind of a problem with his ear. So it's about sticking things in and putting droplets in his ear.
Oh yeah.
And he doesn't like that. So I'm looking around for some leather gloves and long sleeve, maybe probably a sweater, a sweatshirt, because I know I'm going to get scratched a lot. And I think that's why they're leaving me here. They said, "Look, you got to take care of the cat.
Yeah,
no one else can." Because I'm the only one here.
You're in the Joe Exotic mode now. Sounds like
exactly
taking care of the cats.
I know. I need a whip and a chair and a 45.
That would be a great photo to see.
Well, you do know who got that cat sick, right?
No.
Carol fucking back.
Oh, Carol. Yeah. I am grateful though that my older daughter got me Apple TV for my birthday last year, because I have been watching. I'm going to probably try to make a list of it, but I have watched probably at least 25 movies in the last 25 days.
Oh, nice.
And I've been catching up on a lot of the horror movies that everybody has seen, and it feels like I've seen them, but I really never have. Like I had never seen, it's not a horror movie, but I'd never seen Harold and Maude.
Oh,
and everybody loves Harold and Maude, and I love Harold and Maude just because everybody else does. And then I realized, I've never seen Harold and Maude, so I watched that. Now I've got Cat Stevens music stuck in my head. Speaking of cats, and but I watched some cool stuff. I had never watched. I watched again. I watched Bubba Hotep, which is so much fun, and I really recommend everybody to watch that.
It's set in East Texas too, which is
perfect. Yeah. I thought, Bubba Hotep is really one of my faves.
I lived in East Texas for a while, and I can tell you that it is just like that in East Texas.
Were you Bubba Hotep?
No, I wasn't Bubba Hotep, but I know all of those people, all of those East Texas people. They're just like that.
I thought it was great. I'm sorry to hear that, Lloyd. But I love that movie.
I lived in Tyler, Texas when there was in Tyler when there was nothing in Tyler. We had like a mall and 2 theaters, and they called it the wettest dry city in all of East Texas because it was dry. You couldn't buy anything liquor. at, beer, wine, nothing. But there was a bar and a strip club on every corner at the time. I don't know how it is like now, but that's the way it was when I lived there.
Nice.
It reminds me of Utah, where it's all like private supper clubs or something. That's how they get around it being a dry state. Wow.
You had to have a car.
Tyler, where was the last picture show? Was that Tyler, or where was that?
No, that was West Texas, wasn't it?
Oh,
that was out in Marfa or something.
I think it was in Marfa, Texas.
Oh, Marfa.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is like a weird artist hippie town.
Cadillac Ranch is out there, right? Or
Yeah,
Cadillac
Ranch,
yeah.
That's Marfa. I've never been out to West Texas, so I just know what I've read. Texas is a big state. It takes a few hours to get from where I am in the Dallas area to West Texas. It's a long ways out.
Yeah, you can drive 8 hours and not leave Texas if you head down from here. It's a crazy state.
Yeah, my younger brother used to live in Pasadena,
Really?
Texas.
Nice.
Yeah.
You've told me so many. We did a podcast years ago. I don't know if you remember that, but that's when podcasts were kind of a big deal. And you told me about the Toast Barn. You remember that?
Oh yeah, sure. But that was Dundee, Illinois. That was the Fin and Feather at Dundee, Illinois. The old Max McGraw Wildlife Foundation.
Yeah.
And it was founded by the guy who owned a company called Sunbeam, which makes all the Sunbeam toasters.
Yeah.
And back in the day before there was scientific feed, Max had this game farm where he raised ducks and pheasants, and a lot of them got then sent out to the fields for hunting in the fall.
Right.
But before there was scientific feed, Max had an old red barn on the property, and every toaster was tested with a piece of toast. And so when the toast would pop up, they'd take it and they'd throw it in a bag, and they'd drive it out to the toast barn in Dundee, Illinois, and they stacked it up. And over the years, there was literally tons of toast, and the feed changed so that there was scientific feed. So they stopped using the toast, and it just kind of sat there in this huge pile in a barn. And the barn got old, and the roof got holes in it, and the rain came down, the snow, and and it kind of mildewed the toast, and then the toast hardened into a rock, and you could actually walk on the toast and not go through it. And my boss was a guy named Mort Fadum, a long-haired guy back in the 60s. And Mort, God bless him, took me to see Jimi Hendrix in 1968. Gave me my first pot. Took me and my friend Sandy into the Oriental Theater in Chicago to see Jimi Hendrix and the Soft Machine when Jimmy was touring Are You Experienced? Life-changing event. But anyway, Mort had a custom Harley, and he'd park it. The barn was on a hill, and below the main floor of the barn was a milk room. And Mort would park his Harley, his custom Harley, in the milk room down below, and he would work on it. Kind of, that's what he'd do in his spare time. Well, it turns out that one day he came to work, and some of his saddlebags had been gnawed by rats in the milk room, and so Mort was pissed. So he brought along a little rat terrier and a baseball bat and a couple of garbage bags, and he went into the milk room to take on the rats that chewed his saddlebags. Well, it turns out that the milk room, as the original barn plan is, it's solid concrete walls, and then I guess Max McGraw had added some fake wood walls, very thin, but recessed about a couple of feet away from the original walls. So there was a space in between this, these fake wooden walls, and in the corner of the milk room was a big haystack. And Mort told us he opened the door opened in. He opened in. He walked into the place. He put the rat terrier down between the fake wall and the stone wall, and the rat terrier scampered away and went around the corner. And Mort said he heard the rat terrier engaging. He heard some barks and some squeaks, and something was going on there. And he said as he watched, all of a sudden the haystack in the back of the milk room started to rise. And Mort, much to his surprise, and then all of a sudden this gray wall of rats poured out of the haystack. And there was such a surge that it knocked Mort back, and Mort hit the door and it closed behind him. And Mort was apparently just swinging this baseball bat for his dear life. The dog was barking somewhere hidden in the walls. The rats were all over the place. He was beaten away with his baseball bat. He managed to pull the door open. Somehow he got the little dog out and shut the door behind him, and gave it a little while to calm down. When he went back in, he said he ended up with 2 garbage bags full of dead rats. And the little dog was bit, but okay. And as it turns out, because of the hardening of the toast barn, and there is a point to this story, that the rats over the years had made tunnels in the toast, in the hardened toast. And apparently there were, literally thousands, tens of thousands, millions, I don't know, but rats all throughout the toast mountain and the toast barn above. And that's what had started pouring down on Mort. I'm almost sad to say that, years later they came in and knocked down the barn, and the toast barn is no more, but it'll live on in our hearts and minds.
When you first told me that story, I'm listening, and I thought you were just making everything up, because it's such a wild story. But you tell it with such, I don't know, it just pulls you in, and it feels like a movie. Someone needs to make a movie.
That needs to be a movie. But Moseley presents The Toast Barn.
The Toast Barn. Well,
starring Bill Moseley.
Yeah, see, I guess I would play the long hair that swings the baseball bat as I'm getting bitten by rats. I've had some worse parts, let me tell you.
Well, it'd be great.
It's so funny when I get when I get a script. I mean, the first thing I see is is it union? Is there a budget? And then I kind of look at what happens to my character. And, if it's a low budget film and my character, there are scenes where I get, let's say, burned alive and then dragged behind, by my ankle behind a pickup truck on a gravel road. I'm always interested in just what kind of budget they have for the stunt people.
Nobody's going to set you on fire.
So like that's when they come to you and they say, look, Bill, it would really help. It would make a really great shot if actually you got dragged behind the truck, by your ankle on the gravel road. And I go, well, I don't really want to, take away the stuntman's job. I mean, that would just be unfair. I'm thinking, no way, man.
Well, Bill, thank you so much for coming on today. It's
my pleasure.
Been a long time. I haven't seen you in forever, so we can't wait to see you in September. Is there anything else you want to tell everybody before we part?
Just good luck and stay safe. I mean, that's about it. And I look forward to seeing you guys. I miss you, and just keep washing your hands.
Wash your hands.
Happy birthday twice. That's right.
Exactly.
Here's to Bill. Thank you.
All right, guys. All right. We'll see you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow. Bill's the best. For some reason, I see Mark here, and we're going to introduce Mark in a second. But for some reason, I see Tom Savini.
Why is Tom on?
I guess he's just getting ready.
Tom's getting ready.
But we'll talk to Tom in a little bit. For
Let's
now,
put Mark on though.
Yeah, let's introduce Mark Phillips with Nightmares Unlimited. There he is.
There's Mark.
What's up,
how's it going, guys?
What do you got on your head there?
You had an accident.
I did. Actually, I threw this hat together just for you guys.
I love it. It's got blood spewing out and everything.
Stop creeping around the mausoleums.
It's kind of like based on, obviously it's based on Phantasm, and I took the idea from Steve Martin's old arrow through the head trick. So.
Oh yeah, perfect.
That's amazing.
So,
really distracting though.
Tell everybody about what you do, Mark. This is Mark Phillips, Nightmares Unlimited. Go ahead, Mark.
Okay. Well, I am a prop master and prop maker for Nightmares Unlimited. It's a company I created, about 20 years ago. I took some time off, about 5-6 years, and I came back on the scene about, I think it's going on 6 years now. Came back onto the scene, and we specialize in mainly horror weapons.
Okay.
Some of the iconic props and stuff you might recognize, like let's see, I got some stuff here like Freddy gloves.
The glove, yes.
And we also do phantasm spheres. And we also really specialize in reanimator syringes.
Oh wow.
Those have been red hot lately.
So how do you get these ideals? Like do you have like schematics you have to use, or you just go off like the visuals from what you're watching?
Well, it all starts with a lot of research.
Mm-hmm.
It's like research. I love movies, so it doesn't really break my heart to do all the research.
Yeah.
But a lot of it started trial and error. 20 years ago, when I started making Freddy gloves, it was basically like pausing VHSs and taking notes and stuff like that, like really old school stuff. We didn't have the access to digital media like we do today. So a lot of it was a guessing game until some of these props started coming up for auction and seeing the light of day. And of course, you have the digital media, which you can really get good screenshots with them.
What else you got there? I thought you were holding up something else. What do we got?
There we go. We have just gotten into Hellraiser boxes.
Uh-oh.
And we didn't have these at the last Texas Frightmare. We were right on the cusp of launching them, so we decided that we would debut them at the next show we were at. And we have a whole bunch of stuff that the Texas Frightmare fan base has not seen yet from us in person. And this one here in particular, this is a specialty box that we created. We do regular static Hellraiser replicas, but this is a face box, and all this is etched brass and mahogany. I design all the stuff. My girlfriend, I call her the brass whisperer, because I'll tell you, it's a pain right in the butt trying to etch this brass, and she just knocks it out of the park.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
That's talent.
Trick or Treat Studios. You guys are familiar with those?
Sure.
Yes.
With them? They're actually getting ready to launch the Hellraiser box based off our designs, and they're also doing some Jeepers Creepers stuff based on our designs.
Oh, incredible.
Congratulations on that. Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah, they are. It's they're rapidly becoming the Halloween store.
That's incredible, because they do such good work and it's such high quality.
They do, and for the prices that you used to pay for Don Post and Rubies, you get something that's eons more accurate than what was available.
Yeah.
Like, the Michael Myers with a giant head and a net over the eyes, and now you can get something that looks like it walked off the movie. It's pretty nice.
I have some of their stuff. I have the Pretty Woman mask.
Nice. I love their Texas Chainsaw. I got one here in my collection.
Yeah. Beautiful.
They do great work. So they've got the Hellraiser box coming up based on your design.
Yep. I actually just approved the prototype and sent it back, and they should be starting pre-orders on those pretty soon. So we're pretty excited to be partnered and paired up with Trick or Treat.
Yeah. I show off your glove. I don't have it here right now, but I show off your gloves that here, we're getting one right here.
Here's a glove.
This is your Dream Warrior, right?
Yep. That is our Dream Warrior. It's our most popular glove. We sell, I can't even come up with a number right now, but we sell that glove more than any other glove that we make.
Oh, I can imagine. I have that one, and I think I bought an original from you, an original Nightmare 1 glove from you too. But you're working on a special project for us too right now.
I am, actually. Yeah, the old Excalibur saw. And I wanted to present it today, but I'm having some pieces chromed on it, so it's kind of apart. But I do have some sections.
Oh wow!
That is completely silver, and that is all polished brass and riveted on it. And I'm using every screenshot I can get my hands on. I know somebody that owns one of the hero saws from it, so I've been contacting them to make sure everything's legit.
Right. Keep it screen accurate. And that's what's so great about your stuff is it's so screen accurate.
Very much.
Thank you very much. I got something sitting next to me you might find interesting.
Look at that. Oh yeah.
And it is floating right now.
It is floating.
Yes, no strings attached. It's all using electromagnets. And that will be debuting at Texas Frightmare this year. So
That is awesome.
Is it on a base? Does the base move with it?
No, it's magnetic. It
Is it
floats.
magnetic?
no, it's all magnetic and let's see. There you
Oh,
go.
there it is. Wow.
Look at that.
Yep.
That is so cool.
I even love the reflection and it brings back memories.
Yeah. Charles and I are big Phantasm fans.
Great underrated series.
Really is.
Hugely underrated.
Angus was one of the kindest, most gentlest, nicest people I've ever met in my life. He was a gentleman's gentleman.
That's
Yeah.
what we were saying is after you meet Angus, you can't be scared of him anymore.
He ruined Phantasm. He's too nice. If you're like, Angus is just hungry or something, Angus, you're fine.
He is, and he was so great with his fans. You know, he'd sit down and he'd ask you how you're doing. You know, he'd ask you about your family like he was your grandpa or something. And it's like, man, I wish every celebrity was like this.
He'd sit there and take his time and talk to you.
Yeah.
And you just felt like you knew him for years.
He wanted you to feel important. He really did.
Absolutely. And, you know, it was a huge loss when he left, you know, when he left this earth.
Huge. A lot of people don't know that you work on our trophies too for best costume, and tell everybody a little about that.
I do. The trophy thing is relatively new. I've only been doing it a couple of years, and I had another show come and ask me because the person that usually did it dropped out, and I was like, well, yeah, I'll do it for you. You know, I offered before, but they already had a guy. I was like, all right, let's. And
That was Horror Hound, right?
Yes, it was Horror Hound.
Yeah, that's where I saw you were making them, and I was like, I got to get in touch with this guy.
And I try to do new and unique trophies for each show. Like yours featured the Texas Frightmare logo. Horror Hounds features the Horror Hound paw print on theirs, and I try to theme the trophies around the guest list. I mean, they have the dates on them, yeah, but say Robert Englund's headlining, I want to do something glove related for the trophy, but incorporate Horror Hound into it or Texas Frightmare or whatnot. And it gives the cosplayer, you know, instead of like just money and cash prizes, I try to bring some prestige to the awards. So it's like, holy crap, look at what I got, you know?
Right. It's something they can take home and show off and be super proud of.
Absolutely. That Texas Tornado trophy I did for you last year, that was the biggest trophy I've made so far.
It was huge.
It was huge.
It was such a pain in the butt. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know if I can do this.
Yeah. Somebody said I love the Reanimator ones he made. I just put that up on the screen from Akasha. Those are really cool. Tell everybody about those.
Yeah, again, when you contacted me, you wanted to do a lifetime achievement award for the Reanimator cast. And I wanted to do something. I was like, well, I can't just put a plastic needle up there or a plastic syringe. So I scoured and I found some stainless steel parts that I could put together. And I was like, I really want to go all out on this. So I wired them. So you push a button on the back and they light up and they're on a black marble base. And I wanted it to look elegant. I wanted it to be something that they would be proud of to display in their homes and not like, you know, like a cheap plastic bowling trophy or something.
Right. And it does. It looks fantastic. Yeah. What do you got behind you? You got something to show off to us back there?
Yeah, what's behind you there?
Yeah, I'm kind of sitting on my floor in my den because my computer's at the shop getting fixed. But this here, I don't know if you're big Saw fans.
Yeah.
This is Jigsaw's Gauntlet, and it's all spring-loaded.
Whoa.
That is cool.
That is cool.
Yes, Hollywood, I think it was Hollywood Replicas or something, came out with this, and they started making them, and because it was considered a switchblade, it was quickly recalled and discontinued, so there's only a few of those floating around, and I bought 2 of them, and one I'm going to cannibalize. so I can make replicas of it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to sell replicas that have the firing mechanism in it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of smart.
Well, you could sell a switchblade in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Any blade
Well,
is legal in Texas now.
You can-
DFW special edition.
You can open carry broadswords in Texas now. I got the
Yes, you
Sleepy
can.
Hollow sword right behind me. The
Yeah.
axe.
Yeah, in Texas, it doesn't matter. You can carry a sword in public. They don't care.
We're an interesting bunch here.
Hey, that's all right. I'm actually looking for a place down in Texas here in the next 5-6 years.
Are you really? You're going to move to Texas?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
definitely thinking about it.
Well, come
Everybody
on
likes
down.
Texas.
We'll welcome you with open arms down here.
I like to be in Dallas right now than up here where it's still snowing in central New York.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's nice and warm here. Not to rub it in your face, but it's pretty nice.
Oh, no,
here.
that's all right. That's all right. I won't flip you off for the audience or nothing.
Well, what else? What else do you want to talk about? Is there any other stuff you want to show us, or?
A while back, I started a new line of product, and it's basically a Nightmares Unlimited take on iconic superhero weapons and supervillain weapons.
Okay.
So I did a few prototypes like pumpkin bombs and stuff like that, and I incorporated a real world working mechanism to it. So it's like, okay, if people were going to go out and be supervillains, yeah, this is probably what it'd look like. Or if they were going to be superheroes, this is what it'd look like. And it's just, it's like a dark fantasy series I'm doing based around superheroes.
Oh, cool.
I'd love to see some of that. That's
Do you have them on the website any? Or
I got some pictures floating around on my Facebook. We just recently bought nightmaresunlimited.com. It was being held hostage by probably some dude that lives in his mom's basement out in San Francisco. Because it wasn't being used for anything, and he kept trying to charge me $10,000-$15,000 for it, and I'm like, nope, I'll wait.
Yeah.
And finally, it became available, so I own it for the next 15 to 20 years. So,
Oh, good.
nice.
Good. For
Maybe
you.
that'll be something you can bring to Frightmare. Maybe we'll see some of your pumpkin bombs and stuff.
oh, definitely. I put up pictures of them every once in a while just to refresh people's memories, and then my inbox just gets hammered with comic book fans and horror fans alike. They're like, "Oh my God, when are you putting those out?"
Yeah.
I am so buried in work right now.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, everything you do is so intensive. I mean, you definitely take the time to make it as screen accurate as possible, and I know a lot of people appreciate that.
Well, I try to. When I first started Nightmares Unlimited, and I still got the first glove I ever built. I should have brought it because what a hunk of garbage it is. It really is.
Yeah.
But I have it hanging right. I'm in the middle of switching shops. It's in my old shop, and it hangs up. So when I went into work every day, I could look at that and then look at what I do now and just be grateful and thankful and humble of how far I've come.
Yeah.
And
Well, it takes practice. Anything worth it takes time.
it does. It's a real learning curve, is what it is. There's no blueprints out there really for anything, or at least not when I started. So everything is so trial and error, and
Right.
you get to the point where you hone your craft, and there's always room for improvement. I always look at stuff that I do now, and it's like, well, next time I'm gonna tweak this here, or tweak that there,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
I think it's so amazing though that you can do this work just by looking off screenshots and just seeing things. Because if I tried to do that, there's no telling what it would look like. It would look like a bird feeder. I'd be like, it's supposed to be a Freddy glove. It would be like it's not.
Well, to learn the mechanics of a Freddy glove, I just cut apart. Before I built my first one, I cut apart one of those plastic Halloween gloves.
Oh, okay.
Halloween
That's
Freddy
smart.
gloves from like 20 years ago, the soft rubber ones. And I got a feel for the mechanics. And then when I put the other one together, and then, it just kind of snowballed from there. And here I am almost 20 years later, still building gloves.
Yeah. I used to always think I'm going to make one of those gloves. All I need is some copper tubing and whatever. and the blueprint is right there in the movie. They show him making one at the very beginning of the movie. So I can make
You can make it. You're going to be there just pounding it.
Yeah, like I could do that. Well, Mark, man, it's so great to see you today. Thank you so much for coming on. Do you go ahead?
Thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
Or yeah, me, myself, and I think I'm going crazy in isolation, guys. I got to be honest.
Just 3 marks.
Well, do you want to plug anything before we go? You're welcome to tell us your Facebook, social media, and all that stuff.
Sure. On Facebook, it's www.facebook.com/Nightmares Unlimited. On Instagram, it's Nightmares_Unlimited. And following each one has a link to our Etsy store. Every once in a while, we have to put the Etsy store on vacation so I can catch up. But we're very, very responsive. If people get a hold of us, we get right back to them.
I can attest to that too.
Yeah, communication is very important. It doesn't take much to just, your phone's in your hand most of the time anyway, or in your pocket. So if somebody contacts you, it takes 2 minutes to contact them back.
Isn't that the truth?
It's a good motto, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Actually, before I go, I wanted to show you.
Okay. Oh, I've seen some of those online.
I love those. I've seen those too, and I love those.
Yeah.
And they actually are functional, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're fully functional. The fingers bend. Everything's soldered together. It's built just like a regular glove, only it's about, 1/20th the size.
It's like Mini-Me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's Mini-Me.
1/8 your size. Well, here's a comparison.
Look at that.
That's a movie that needs to happen. Freddy and the Mini-Me.
And you can get those on your website, right?
Right now I don't have the keychains up because they're a pain in the butt to make. So if people contact me and they really want one, because the price tag's a little high on this, because all the work that I put into the big gloves goes into this.
Sure.
So, I get $200 to $300 for a big one, and because of all the work that goes into this, it's the same amount of work. I have to get at least $100 for them. Right. And people understand that, and they haven't really balked at it. I was kind of hoping the price would scare them away because they're a pain in the ass, They're like, nope, we want it. We don't care. And we got little miniature syringe keychains too now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool.
Trying to miniaturize stuff. And we don't just have big ticket items on our site. We have small ticket items too. We know that not everybody's a millionaire. We also know that times are rough right now. But if you still want to buy that birthday gift for the horror lover fan, then you don't have to break the bank to do it.
Right.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Mark, for jumping on with us. We appreciate it.
Not a problem. Well, like I said, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. I'd rather be in Dallas right now, but, safety first, right?
That's
safety first. Safety first. All right. Well, we will definitely see you in September, though.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. Sounds good, guys.
All right. Thanks for
Mark.
coming on, Mark. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right. Mark, he makes good stuff.
Mark is awesome.
We got some questions here for Mark.
How much are the spinning spears? I guess.
Yeah. I don't know how much they are, but you can go to his Facebook page. Just look up Nightmares Unlimited.
Shoot him a message, too. He'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's quick.
He's quick to get back with you, and he's a good guy. So let's see. What time is it? Gotcha. Go ahead. 3:26. Who do we got next? At 3:25, we got Tony Todd coming up. So we'll just we'll kind of hang out here while we're waiting for Tony. Let's see. Let's see. Robert Maxwell. Yes, thank you. We'll be purchasing a lot from you. Kasha says, need both, love. He's got so many cool things. And like I said, he made our awards for us too, and they look great. Amanda Cervantes says, I love the minis. Ingrid, how's it going? Ingrid, I want a little Freddy Krueger glove for mini Freddy.
You were nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look who popped in there. They saw you, honey.
Good for,
She's staff today. That's my wife. You guys have Candyman and the Fallen. Yep, he is coming up next in about 3 minutes, I think. Let's see. We've got him at 325. Well, he's running a little late, looks like. There's Charles. Charles is coming back. Don't mind us while we take a little break. I think.
What are we doing?
Let's see.
What are you looking at? It's weird.
Well,
ew. He'll leave away for 2 minutes, and
he'll be on a bit before 3:25 Central Time. Well, I don't see him. Yeah, we don't have Tony yet, so
he's the Candy Man.
Waiting.
Can't expect the Candy Man to on your schedule.
He's an
amazing guy.
I'm gonna ask where he's at. Let's see what's going on.
Be my victim, Lloyd.
That's what he's doing. He's sitting there going,
Be my victim. Be my victim, Lloyd.
I can't do that. You know what? While we're waiting, I do have a video that we can show.
What do we got?
Let's see. We have Kate Hodge from Texas Chainsaw 3.
Okay.
She sent us a little shout out, so let's go ahead and watch that while we're waiting.
Hi everyone, Kate Hodge here, not in Dallas at Texas Frightmare weekend, but we will be there in September and I'm looking forward to us all getting back to normal, seeing my fans again and having a great time. Yeehaw, Dallas, let's go.
All right, and
was it
El Diablo is back? So that was pretty cool. Kate Hodge coming in and saying hi.
But El Diablo's here. What do we do?
I don't know. We ignore.
No, Diablo must go. It asked me if I wanted to live deliciously, and I was like, I don't.
I gotta take that banner off. How do I do that?
I don't know.
Well, there's that one. So many thanks to y'all for putting this on. Thank you, Stephanie.
I need you to banish Diablo.
The power of Christ compels you. Be gone, Diablo. It worked.
Oh, Diablo. Diablo hurts me. Oh, no. Tim's here.
Well, there's Tim Pittides. He's in the background.
He's got about...
Tony was supposed to be on at 3:25. It's 3:30 now, so we're missing him.
Missing the Candy Man.
Tim's a little bit early. We could go ahead and let's talk to Tim a little bit. Maybe he can pull us out. Everybody, let's welcome Tim Pittides to the live stream.
Tim,
what's up, everybody?
How's it going, man?
We saw you.
I'm doing all right.
And
it's Pittides, by the way.
Yeah, Pittides.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
So I've been butchering your name for I don't know how long, and I've known you for I don't know how long.
I thought it was Pittides too, but then Lloyd told me the other one. I was like, oh, I must have been pronouncing it wrong.
No, you were right, and you're probably like one of like 3 in like 42 years of my existence that have gotten it right. So, Lloyd, don't feel bad.
Okay,
vindication.
I'm gonna try while we're kind of chit chatting with you. I'm gonna try to get Tony on and see what's going on. So we might drop out on you and then bring Tony in and then come back to you.
That's fine. Okay? He's much more important than I am.
We just want to talk to you.
Let's see. I'm gonna say he's.
So what you been up to, Timothy? What have you been doing in quarantine?
Just dealing with quarantine, man. It's hard, especially with a 3-year-old. I mean, with daycare shut down, I'm now like a part-time artist and a full-time dad. So it's like, it's a little nutty, and I could use some of. It's crazy. It's just nonstop here, running around.
So your 3-year-old, does she like to draw too? Is she into drawing?
Oh, yeah.
That from her?
Yeah, she's actually been helping me out. She's actually pretty funny. She'll actually help me carry poster tubes to the mail and everything. So I'm training my employees young,
Yeah.
It's not slave labor, it's help.
No, it's help. It's allowance.
It's allowance. Good.
She wants those Troll World tour toys that she wants. So she's got to pay for it. She's got to work for it.
I think we all want those troll toys. So
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, for those that don't know, Timothy Pittides.
Pittides.
Lloyd. I'm gonna put it out like I've worked for him.
Just slap him, Charles. Every time he gets it wrong, he'll get it right.
Timothy Pittides.
Go get your corduroy.
Well, I can figure that out. I'm good. You got me straight now. But for everybody that doesn't know, Timothy Pittides is a world-renowned artist. He's done some amazing stuff, and he does the Texas Frightmare Weekend official posters, and has done so for the last 4 years.
Four. This year is the fourth.
This is the fourth year.
So you finished the trilogy. You wrapped up the trilogy in 19, and now we're kind of going to the new style.
Right. We're going noir now. We're going from mucha to noir. Yeah.
Nice.
Right. So let's show people some of your work here.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Let's start with this one.
Look at that.
Yeah. 2008.
That was 2018, I believe. Yeah, that's the 18 poster. And these are Mucha inspired, right?
Correct. Each one of them that was done from 17, 18, and 19 were done based off of Alphonse Mucha's work in catalog covers.
Right.
Yes.
And I tried to incorporate as much as I could of the guests of that year into the design. So this year, for this one, I incorporated Clive Barker.
That's
exactly
using the puzzle box motif.
Right. We've got the puzzle box in the background. This was the year before, right?
Yeah, this is last year's. Yeah, last year.
Last year, yeah. This is 19.
I love these. They're so beautiful. They're just, so much about them that's just perfect.
And the only thing I had here, I really wanted to do something with summoning and Angel of Death type stuff. But once I heard that Bruce Campbell was announced, I was like, how do I fit a chainsaw into there or something Evil Dead related? Then Sam Raimi was announced. So I'm like, okay, we can just kind of do an Evil Dead thing here. And so I had her holding the Necronomicon there.
Yep.
So I added that little element in there for everybody to find.
It's amazing. And let's go all the way back to 17.
There she is.
That was the first one that we did.
That was a Fright Night year.
Yes. And I incorporated the bat into that design. What I really liked was that you were so open, Lloyd, to like kind of breaking the mold of what a lot of horror conventions do. I'm really not into doing things that were done before. So this piqued my interest to do because it was so different. And you want something, when you buy something, you want to hang it. And you don't want to be embarrassed when your mom comes over and have to like take it down and or
it's in your living room, not just in your little study or whatever. This is something
right. So I wanted something like what a lot of people think of me as I'm wife approved artist, where you can buy my work and hang it because it's really pretty, quote unquote pretty. So that's what I kind of wanted to do, like a beautiful macabre feel with these Frightmare posters.
Yeah.
You've got others that kind of follow this too. I know you've got like the Absinthe poster and stuff like that that are just
for the Vices line.
Yeah, the Vices line was fantastic. And they really, if you guys are good luck finding one. They're not easy to find, but
they usually go pretty quick. I got some on my website, but they go quick.
Yeah, they do. Which one of the 9 Frightmare do you want me to pull up next? What do you want to talk about?
You pick. I don't know. Whatever you want to pick.
You know what I love? Do you
What's
have
that?
the Creature?
Yep, that's the one I was going to bring
Creature
up.
from the Black Lagoon is beautiful.
Thank you so much. This was actually the second poster I did for Mondo and was actually discussed at the 19 Frightmare at their booth about what do you want to do next for us? And I said, I have an idea for Creature. And I showed them this sketch on the back of the bar upstairs receipt. And they hated it. It was not well thought out. And they said to me, you need to use your strength. Your strength is do something beautiful yet terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, I'm not going to think about the rest of the weekend. I'm going to have fun this weekend. Work's over. When I got home Sunday night, I immediately just went to work in my sketchbook. And that was the end result.
Well, that's one of the things about your art is it takes you hours and hours to complete a piece.
Oh, yeah.
It's so detailed.
What's funny is we're going to have a Mondo poster this year for Frightmare that's done. I can't talk about it anywhere past that.
Yeah.
But it actually ended with 190 hours.
Oh wow!
Of work.
So much work. But look at the end result.
120 of that was just the inks. It had nothing to do with color. So yeah, it was a big piece.
It's amazing though. I mean, to see this outcome, especially like as soon as I saw the creature one when it first dropped, I was like, oh, that's amazing. I'm like, that's Tim.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just, and that woman, oh my God, Kay Lawrence was a pain in the butt to do. That's actually my 12th take at her.
Oh, wow.
Drawing her in exactly how I wanted her. The hair, the bathing suit was an issue since it was a custom suit in the movie. I had to get it down perfectly in my mind. And I think I nailed it as close as I could be happy with, to get done.
Oh my gosh, you totally nail it every time.
I think that's what makes your art so fantastic is you're a perfectionist. It's not done till it's done. That's what.
Oh yeah, no. And then even if I think it's perfect, I'll get the prints in and I'll go, oh, I can't believe I missed doing that. Or, it's never perfect. It's an art is never finished. It's just abandoned is the quote that I like using. I believe that was Da Vinci, if I'm not mistaken. That said
you just kind of have to move on at some point.
Exactly. At some point,
he has a hard time. The hardest part of writing a book for him is ending it. So kind of the same thing, I guess.
Yeah, and also it comes down to, with art, it's like it looks perfect in your head, and then trying to get it to translate to paper is just, you hope for the best, but you expect the worst. As I think you said that earlier in the broadcast.
Yep. Yeah.
What do you got next? Oh,
The Exorcist, one of my favorite movies of all time.
And this was the first poster I did with Mondo. It was funny is I watched the movie and this idea popped in my head. It was exactly this idea. There was no changing it. And I was like, I went on Facebook and I was like, I have the greatest idea for The Exorcist. And Mitch, one of the art directors over at Mondo, private messaged me and goes, hey, let me see your idea. And I'm like, okay, I don't even have it sketched. I just thought of it. And it's like, okay. So I sketched it out and sent it to him. And the next thing I know, we're rolling. So this was great. Yeah. I just wish we were able to get the licensing for the credits. That's the only thing.
Oh, you
could. Warner Brothers
that's the thing too, huh?
Yeah, it's a hard thing. They'd have to pay each person that's on that credit block. It's just like when a movie, like a TV, when they get 3-cent check. Yeah, I'm sure studios don't want to write 0.001, of a check for a license that costs $3,000. It's not financially viable to them to do that.
Right.
And I get it.
Definitely. Here's another film.
Let's pull Killer Clowns. Yeah. Sunday
poster.
That was for Arrow.
I love this one. And this one is an interesting one too, because I've been wanting to do an official Killer Clowns poster for like 5 years. I spoke to the Chiodo brothers. I spoke to MGM personally, and nothing could ever get off the ground. And I talked to everyone I knew that could get the license. Nobody could get it. It turns out that somebody I knew had it, and I just never thought to even think that he would have it. That's why the other companies couldn't get it. So I got together with him and said, hey, I want to do a Killer Clowns poster. And he's like, let's do it. And then it kind of stopped because all the ideas I had would never be approved by MGM. I had a lot of kids being killed on them. I had like all this like old circus posters that like were really morbid. Like you'd see kids in the cocoons. And so I was like, all right, let me think on this. And I jumped in the shower one day and it just hit me. It was like, don't think too hard on this. Look at the original poster for the film and expand it.
Yeah. And
that's what I did with this.
So what's so brilliant about it? Like you said, it just expands on the original poster. I think this should have been the original poster. That's what I look at.
Thank you.
This should have been the original poster.
It's funny. I did have somebody comment to me on it and said, you know what? I expect this hanging like in the VHS section, like over the VHSs.
Yeah.
Like it just has that feel. And I was like, that's the greatest compliment I could have gotten on it. Really.
Yeah, it's kind of a retro feel, but it's also very, very current.
One of those that would have caught you at the store when you were a kid looking at the VHS tapes.
Exactly. That's what I wanted.
And your parents would have been like, "This looks like a fun kids movie." Like, yes.
My parents would have been like, "Oh, Tim, you're gonna like this," and put it on, and I'd probably be scarred for life.
So beyond horror stuff, you also do a lot of rock stuff.
Yeah, he does.
And
I
there's
do a lot of gig poster work.
Yeah, there's the Gene Simmons collaboration.
Yeah, and this was an interesting one because I got the email from the promoter in Australia saying, "Hey, we want you to do the poster for Gene. He's going to be involved and all this stuff." And I was like, just cringing, like, this is going to be a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
His reputation for things is just, and I'm like, I don't know, should I take it? And I'm like, of course I should take it. It's Gene fucking Simmons,
Yeah.
How
it turns out.
And he knew exactly what he wanted. He wanted to have all elements of his career involved in it. He wanted all this. And the only rule I had was no makeup.
Gotcha.
You can't use the demon makeup.
Oh, yeah.
It's a rights issue. They're actually Kiss and like all their makeup are owned for merchandise for another company.
Everybody.
So I sketched out the idea, and he loved it.
Nice.
He loved it, and I went straightforward. I finished it, sent it off, and the response I got was from him. It said from the promoter. It said, "From Gene, this is sick." So I was like, all right, it can't get easier than that. He didn't have any, it was one of the most easiest jobs when dealing with music that I've had, which was like the biggest surprise.
Wow.
And he signed all my copies.
No way.
All 25 copies that I got. Yeah.
Ooh, that's amazing.
Your artist proofs, right?
Yeah, correct.
That's amazing.
See one behind him there, hanging on his wall.
Yeah. That one's actually personalized to me. He wrote, "To Tim, you're great, Gene Simmons."
Wow. And that's like a dream come true, man.
I remember
it is. It's funny because I used to watch Runaway before I even knew who Kiss was. Like when I was a kid, I just watched Runaway on HBO, like when it was because it played like every day.
Right.
And it was one of the best movies back then when I was a kid. I loved the bullet, view and the spiders and everything. And then I heard, who's this guy? Oh, he's from Kiss. That's that same guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. So it was pretty cool.
Me to Kiss, and she had that double platinum album, and it just influenced, I think, my whole life from that point. Was influenced by Gene Simmons. So he's influenced so many people.
Right. It's just funny is that the whole thing came from, like, I started with Alice Cooper, and then I kind of missed Kiss and kind of just went straight to like heavy metal. So it was this kind of disconnect in like who your friends are. Like I got friends who they're all like Metallica and Megadeth when I was like in 6th grade. So I skipped the whole hard rock kind of thing and went straight to heavier and heavier and heavier music.
Yeah.
So it was not until I was in my 20s or 30s where I discovered Kiss, and actually was like, oh, I don't have to pretend not to like them because they're not so heavy, they're not brutal. I
don't know how old I was when I discovered them, but it was, I was very young, and I remember running around and like playing like I was Gene Simmons,
Well, yeah, he was the coolest one. He's the demon.
Yeah. Everybody, I mean, especially young boys, probably all of us probably wanted to be Gene Simmons.
Right. You got the axe, the blood, the fire.
It's just the coolest.
I remember at Frightmare too. Remember Charlie from Anthrax wanted to meet Tim because he loved the poster we did.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Yeah, we spoke a bit, and we were talking about doing some work with Anthrax, so hopefully that comes through too.
That'd be cool.
Oh, good. Well, another band that you've worked with is Ghost.
Ghost.
Oh, yeah.
I love the aesthetic of this band.
Yeah. It's funny is these are one of those bands, like I heard when they first came out, when Opus came out, I was kind of into, but they were a little too merciful fate for me because I'm not a huge fan of them. And I kind of left them alone. And then I heard the Meloria album and Meliora album. And I was blown away. And they contacted me actually before this, and I think 17 to do the Pope Star Tour shirt, which I did. And then I haven't heard from them. And then all of a sudden they came back and said, hey, we want you to do a gig poster. And I said, great, no problem. Here's the deal. And not kidding, the poster dates changed 5 times. The artwork was done, and I had to keep going back and changing it because they couldn't make up their mind what show they wanted to have the poster for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was either going to be for the Barclays Center in Brooklyn or in Austin, or because I was in Texas, I was an hour away. They said we could do something cool and do like a signing and all this. And I think it happened like 3 weeks before this show. They're like, oh, we're going to do it in Canada.
Yeah.
So change everything on there. But it was a great experience. They didn't have any problems. The design pretty much stayed the same the whole way through. What was really cool about them this time was that I actually owned that artwork. I can't do anything really with it except art prints, which I did. But they're starting to be a little more, cool with artists actually owning the artwork and having to pay them if they want to use it again. So I'm pretty stoked about them wanting to do that.
His name?
Well, it's amazing that you got to feel blessed to be having to work with the people that you have worked with.
Yeah, and let me just say, Ghost fans are probably one of the wildest, like, passionate fans that I ever had. I received hate mail from that poster because there wasn't enough. Like that, I have something to do with that for some reason.
Right.
Yeah, it was just crazy. It goes more good than bad for sure. But yeah, they are a passionate bunch. They're disciples.
I know they are. They stopped by at a show a few years for us and just kind of
I think it was 14.
Yeah, full makeup.
Yeah, and we had a lot of people that were mad at us because they didn't sit down and sign. And I'm like,
it was wild.
Guys, that we're not in charge of them. So
I walked them through the show, and it was wild. Everybody went nuts.
I do want to mention that we have
Tony
is in the background right now. Tony will be with you in just 1 second, okay? There he is. So, Tim, amazing as always. We
Very much
appreciate
so.
you. Some great.
No problem.
We could do a whole show with you, and I think one day we need to do that.
Yeah, we probably could. We'd probably be drunk halfway through and falling down. I've been drinking my third White Russian.
We're already there.
We're there too. Charlie,
I just wanted to say, everybody, I'm doing a special discount code for this weekend. It actually ends. It actually ends 5 o'clock tomorrow, I believe, 5 o'clock Texas time.
Okay.
It's on my website, which is www.pittidesart. That's my last name right there, art.com. And if you type in the discount code TFW2020, you get free shipping.
Nice.
Oh, awesome.
So it's just like if you're at my table, you don't got to pay the shipping.
That's great.
That's great of you. Thank you so much.
And what do you guys? Do you want to tell us what you have up there right now?
Oh, geez, there's a bunch of stuff. I got some artist proofs of those Mondo posters, The Exorcist and The Creature. I have actually an art print of the Texas design from this year up there, which no text. It's a smaller design.
Right.
What else do I have up there? There's a lot. There's some Vices prints actually up there too.
Okay. Oh, good. Yeah.
So I'll be adding stuff randomly. Like you might only get one. And I'll give you a hint. Right when I sign off here, I'm going to add one copy of the Predator poster that I did.
That's a good one.
2018. So if you see it there, you get free shipping for it if you get to be able to nab it and use the discount code TFW2020.
Go to his site, everybody. Go and do it because he has some great stuff. You need it in your collection.
Awesome stuff. Super detailed, amazing. And Timothy Pittides. I've got that right.
There you go.
I'm going to remember how to pronounce that.
I'm going to give him a card that spells it out.
Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You've always been great. You've been a loyal TFW Frightmare fan.
Yep.
And you've done some amazing work for us over the years. And I personally want to say thank you. I appreciate it.
No, thank you, Lloyd, for everything. And thank you, everybody, for purchasing from me. And I'll see you all in September.
All right, sir. Thank you, Tim. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Let's bring him in.
Let's bring in the man. Tony
Bring him in.
Todd, the candy man.
Here he
there
comes.
He is. Look at that.
Hey, guys.
Tony.
Look at y'all.
Look at you.
What's happening, everybody?
We
How's
miss
everybody
you.
surviving? How's everybody surviving in this COVID-19 nonsense, huh? We all being healthy and wise and productive and creative as possible.
Just trying to hang in there and survive and do the best that we can, you know.
It's like a wake-up call for the world, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
everything is different from this moment on. And I know people can be depressed or missing their favorite con experiences, but this too will pass, and we're going to come out of this better people for it, I believe. So just find that passion, meditate, write, cook, enjoy, watch movies,
Yes.
read, look at the sky, just feel good, feed your cats, your pets, and enjoy the hell out of it, Texas, right?
I believe you're right, sir. I
Enjoy
believe
life.
You're right.
So much to enjoy
Yeah.
out there. How's it treating
It
you,
is.
though? What have you been up to?
I've been lucky because I had like 8 films in the can, and I've been working on my autobiography finally, and I set up a spare room in my condo here to work from home doing voiceovers. So that's been keeping me busy, and I've been doing some virtual acting classes with different programs. It's been great. I mean, it's not the best life possible, but I'm making do with what we got. You know what I mean? I'm looking at my hand. Do I got 5 aces or what?
Yeah. So your autobiography, when's that going to be out? Is that something soon?
Well, I'm writing. You know, I'm going to the beginning. I'm gonna sort of. I want to talk about because I grew up poor, and somehow I got into the right programs. I got scholarships, and I ended up getting a master's in theater, and then taught for a while in Hartford, Connecticut, my hometown, and then moved to New York, and I got my equity card in 2 days. And then it took 3 years of bartending, but doing plays, and I finally got Platoon. So I wanted to describe and give encouragement to people that say, "Oh, how can I do this? How can I ever achieve my dreams?" And I don't know what it is. I'm in the writing. I'm figuring it out, but I just know it comes from passion, and it comes from God-conscious art, and it comes from being in the right place at the right time. So I will also want to include all the work I've done. So chapters are going to be based on different movies, different roles, the good and the bad, and just framing from there. And I'm writing it myself. I don't want it ghostwritten, but I will bring in a beautiful teacher I know, Gregory Van Voorhees, who I've worked with, who runs a theater program for underprivileged kids. He's going to help me edit it. So it's going to, and we also want it to be multimedia. So it's not just a cold read, but it's going to include fan art. It's going to include different, I think I've been to every state in this country except for Wyoming, and different travel destinations. I love Europe. I love meeting people, and we get to do a lot of that down at Texas Frightmare, don't we?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I miss those crowds, but I think they're waiting, right?
They're waiting. Don't worry.
I think a few of them.
I'm not worried.
So I love your voice, man. You've done a lot of voice work over the years too, and
yeah, and I'm doing in the last year. I think we got 3 new series on Netflix. I can't mention the names, but they'll be dropping soon, and a couple of video games. And I did a pilot for Adult Swim, one of my favorite characters ever. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something you can't talk about either, huh?
No, I'm sorry.
There's a lot to talk about.
We're going to spend this whole moment just telling you, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it.
It's so amazing, though. It's great that you have so much lined up.
Yeah.
That means we've got a lot of Todd coming our way.
Yeah, well, God willing. But we could do the whole interview just saying, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it.
Something else that you can't talk about that I know a lot of people want you to talk about is the new Candyman coming out. Charles had a good question about that, though.
Well,
something you can probably we've got something that we can ask you.
We can probably ask you, but
okay, come on, Charles, bring it.
We're all very happy you came back to us. So maybe you could just tell us how that came to be. How did that phone call get to you? And how did you feel when you got that call?
Last year I was in South Africa working on a film, and out of the blue I get a call from Jordan, and which is quite amazing considering we were in 2 different countries, and he actually took the time. We spent about a half hour on the phone.
Nice.
And he told me his concept, and they worked out a situation. You know, just before this hit, I think I can say that I was in Chicago, like 4 days before the quarantine hit, doing some decent work.
Yeah.
And Nia DaCosta is a wonderful new director, and I'm glad that they turned it over. Bernard Rose, the original director, and I are in constant contact. We may have a few surprises coming for you soon.
Awesome.
Mhm.
I know Vanessa Williams. We see her in the new trailer as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can't. You don't want to know the plot, so I don't want to ruin it. But
want
just
you to
trust.
tell us anything.
We want to
now.
be surprised.
Okay, great.
We're
But
excited.
I think it's going to lead to many, many more appearances in that franchise, and maybe a few new ones.
Oh yeah.
So,
Well, that's what we want to hear.
yeah, I think people are going to be happy. I mean, I was looking forward to that June 12th release because that was my aunt's birthday and the woman who raised me. And I knew, as soon as I saw that, I knew that spiritually it had to be connected. But now we're pushed to September 25th, I think. And hopefully it'll be able to be experienced in the theater because that's the best way to share a film with people strangers and people that you came with, you know. But we'll deal with whatever we got. Yeah,
exactly.
It's gonna be big. It's gonna be huge. I think it's gonna be pretty groundbreaking. I mean, that's the expectations between myself, between Nia, between Jordan, and the whole Monkey Paw team.
That the original Candyman was truly groundbreaking on its own. And it's one of my favorite horror films of all times. It's just
Thank you, Lloyd.
It's a beautiful film. I mean,
and it holds up the test of time. I know every time I come, I think I've been to you twice, Texas Frightmare. It's always been nonstop. I mean, you guys host one of the biggest horror parties that I've ever seen, probably the biggest horror con in the country, with all due respect to number 2 and 3. And thank you for bringing the people, you know, through Dallas. I shot 2 movies in Texas last year. One's coming out, I think, in September, called Martha, Texas. Great little script, local guy. It's going to be pretty cool.
Is this a drama or a comedy? Or?
It's well, you know about the Martha Lights.
Sure.
And so it explores that phenomenon and this corner of the earth where perhaps survivors or people, you know, are marginalized there. So we play on this whole sci-fi thing, and I play the mayor, Martha. So,
all right, Martha's
it's going to be cool.
Town.
Yeah, I saw the lights myself. I mean, it's pretty amazing, you know. And I remember, like, for some reason, I had to fly into Dallas, and the planes were suspended. So one of the producers they were halfway down there, and they drove back, picked me up, and we had a lovely 4-hour drive on a 2-lane blacktop. Got in about 4 a.m. and had to shoot at 10. It was wonderful.
Well, something else I wanted to bring up, and I see Tom Savini is in the background. And I think I'm going to go ahead and bring him in, and maybe you guys can talk for a couple of minutes about Night of the Living Dead.
Let's do that.
Okay.
What do you think?
Where's he at?
Sounds good.
There he is.
Yeah, Tom.
It's Tom.
Hey, Tom, what's up?
Hello, darling. Can you hear me? Okay?
Why'd you make? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Why did you make that comment about me peeing in the alley the other day, man?
It looks like you just took a piss in the alley.
and where's my mask? Okay.
Oh,
how you doing?
I'm good. Well, this is going to be
well.
quite a reunion in September.
Yes, it is.
The whole cast of Night of the Living Dead 90 will be there.
Another one of my favorite films.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be an amazing photo op.
It is. So who all do we have for Night of the Living Dead 90? Tom, we've got you. We've got Tony Todd. We've got Pat Tallman. I have to look at the list. Isn't that terrible?
McKee Anderson.
McKee Anderson.
Yep.
Bill Butler.
We've got Bill.
And Bill Moseley, who
And
played
Moseley.
Johnny.
Yeah.
Nice little reunion. When was the last time you guys were all together?
When we shot the movie, probably.
That's a nice reunion.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Will there be a panel for that?
Oh, there'll be a panel.
There's gotta
There'll
be a panel.
be
Photo
all
op.
kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're gonna work you guys hard.
That's what we're
Oh
doing.
my God. It's nonstop.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fantastic.
Well, Tony, thank you for joining us today. I know you've
Thank
got
you,
other
guys.
things you need to be doing, so we'll let you go.
Yeah, I actually got to go pick up some technical equipment for the voiceover work. But thank you for having me. Everybody come on down to Texas Frightmare. It's going to be a great time, okay? And
All
God
right.
bless everybody. Stay safe. Be protected. God bless you.
So, Tony,
We'll
thank
see
you,
in
Tony.
September, sir.
Peace. See you, Tom.
There's a song in there. I'll see you in September.
I'll see you in September.
I'll
There
see
you go.
you in September. Come on, everybody. In September. No.
It's the karaoke.
Thank you, Tony.
All right.
God bless. See you
All right.
later. See you soon.
Okay,
Bye.
bye, sir.
Well, Tom's here.
Tom.
Tom,
It's so bright.
I know.
Gotta do something.
You got great lighting there.
you've got the wonderful lighting. Look at him.
Oh, look. That's
Wait,
better. That's better there. That's better.
You got to hold it up the whole time.
Well, at least everybody knows your beautiful skin tone.
Yeah.
You can just show them that
Right.
once and they'll know.
How's it been going today?
It's been great.
Great.
It went real smooth. Everything's been fine.
Are you guys drunk?
It's just Texas.
Do I seem drunk or?
It's
Well, no, I'm looking at all these white Russians you're drinking here.
it's apple juice.
Yeah, it's
Oh, no, that's what Dean Martin would have said,
Apple juice for you, Tom.
Yes.
Tom doesn't drink very often because he's so clean and pure and he's got muscle.
I don't drink. But I'm hating this lighting.
We'll drink for you right now, Tom.
You look great.
You look fine. The lighting's fine. You look
Okay.
great.
What I
Happy
want to
to
know
have
is,
you.
are you going to show us your muscles right now?
You mean?
I'll show you mine here.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
No. There's none there. It's all beer.
Let's see if I have any abs going today.
Oh yeah. Whoa! Look at that.
Come on, machine.
No abs. It's the lighting.
It's messing everything up.
If the lighting was better,
If I do mine while you do yours, you'll look like an Adonis, which you are. So
Somebody challenged me to that 10 push-up thing. Have you seen that?
yeah.
But I did 30 of them.
Look at you.
And well, for an old man, that's pretty good. Yeah.
It's hard. I don't think a lot of people really know your true age because you don't look your true age.
Well, I'm 73.
That's amazing.
He's 41. Don't listen to him. All right, he's 41.
I was just watching the Joe Bob Briggs show. Because Tony was talking about he flew to Dallas and I had to fly to Dallas to do the Joe Bob Briggs show. But I was just watching. I was just able to bring it up on Shudder. It was on last night, I think. Yeah.
It was last night. Yeah.
I got something.
Am I looking? If I look here, I'm looking at you, right? If I look
you're
there,
looking right at me.
You're looking right at us.
Because I'm looking at your image on the screen, but I should be looking there.
I think we have that problem too. We're looking at Tom.
We do the same thing.
And then we're looking at the camera.
Yeah, I'm looking at your profile, and I think you're doing the same with me.
That's fine. I want to bring up something and show you.
What do you have?
Okay.
What do you got, Lloyd?
Charles and I have this idea of a new photo op that we want you to recreate in Dallas.
Really?
Yeah, I think you're gonna like it a lot.
Yeah, here's what we want to do right here. What do you think?
Can we do it?
You know what? It's funny because that costume is still at Carnegie Mellon University
Is
in
it?
the basement. I think it's still down there. Yeah.
I thought he was gonna say it's in his basement. I thought Tom's gonna be like, I have it. It's right here.
Well, I still have my armor, and it still fits.
Of course it does.
You've got the cod piece here. Is that what we call this? As a cod piece?
This was an embarrassing day because I didn't know I was going to wear that stuff. And the girls, one girl just got off the elevator, and they asked her if she wanted to be in a movie. The one girl on the left is
You want me to bring it back up?
Yeah. I forget her name. The girl behind me with her head tilted back there, directly behind my arm and my wrist and that bracelet.
Yeah.
She's the daughter of a famous sculptor. But the girl on the right, she was getting off the elevator and somebody approached her. Hey, you want to be in a movie?
I think
they put that costume on her, and there you go.
I think we could do the photo op, but me and Lloyd could be the girls in it.
Well, if we're going to do the photo op, and if you're serious, which I hope you're not, you're going to have to find 2 girls like that, and get the outfits.
You won't let us do it? You won't let us wear the outfits?
Well, that would be funny, but I think what you should do is replace the girls and just bring the people in who are going to get photographed and put them behind me.
Okay.
Or sit them on my lap or something.
Well, if you can get that costume from Carnegie, then we're down. We'll do it.
Well, I do have the armor, but that's not going to work.
Okay, so let's move on. Let's be a little serious here.
All right, let's be serious. What do we got?
I have a copy that you sent me of your new book.
I'm very proud of that book.
It's a great book. It really is.
Thank you. Did you learn a lot about my my childhood?
I did. I learned a lot about and not just from the book, but also from the documentary on Shudder too.
Yeah.
It's on right
Smoke
now.
and Mirrors. Yeah.
About you, and I thought I knew everything about Tom Savini, but
He's an enigma.
Apparently I don't.
He's an enigma,
or I didn't know. So tell us about it. Tell us what.
Well, I always objected to showing so much personal stuff, but then I took Smoke and Mirrors to the Sitges Film Festival, and I actually got up and apologized to the crowd afterwards for how much personal stuff was in there. And they they raised their hands, they screamed, "No, that's what we want." Everybody knows about the movie career. Everybody knows about the movies that I've done, but the personal stuff is what they're mainly interested in. So that's why the book has so much. I mean, the book is full of theater and the movies and stuff that I've done, but there's some things in there that will shock people, I think, especially about, maybe some things that happened to me when I was a kid and how I didn't let it affect me or blame it on any problems that, there are no problems that I have. I think I grew up pretty stable and pretty goal-oriented, and despite some of the stuff that happened. And, Tony was saying that he was poor growing up, and I'm sure that was motivation for him, as it was for me. We had nothing. I had to shine shoes to buy my first mask from the back of Famous Monsters of Filmland, That's why I have so many masks today, because it was so difficult to obtain a mask. So being poor had a lot to do with it. And somebody, I think it was Chris Rock, that said something about thank God for bullies. Thank God that we have bullies, or we wouldn't have the artists that we have today. And I really agree with that. I was terribly bullied. I had a big nose. It forced me to get a nose job. I was very insecure. I had an inferiority complex. So all those things propel kids my age into doing what we find success in doing. You know what I mean? And that's true of so many people that I've read about.
You're right. It does. It makes you hungry. It makes you hungry, and you go out there and strive for more. You want more. You want to have more. You want your kids to have more than you had when you were a kid.
Exactly. What's this thing? Travis Brown. People want to know the real Tom.
These are comments, Tom.
Oh, okay. I got you.
People are leaving comments on Facebook, and there's people like Luke Woodhouse. Greetings from Australia. I can't.
Wow, my wife is from Sydney, Luke.
Yes, nice. She is.
Look, I can't wait to get my hands on that book. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Somebody says, some of us are built from the rocks thrown at us.
Oh, I like that.
That's a great line.
Clarissa Hernandez says that.
Can I use that?
Yeah.
Clarissa, can I use that in my future comments?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Look, Night of the Living Dead. That's this book right here.
There.
That's about to ask. There it is.
Yeah, I'll be bringing this to Texas because we're going to have the whole cast there. This is the version you've never seen before. It's the storyboards and photos and comments from the actors, but it's mainly to show you what I intended to do and didn't get to do in the movie. That's why it's called the version you've never seen before. So when you look through that book, you'll see what the movie could have been, and hopefully those images will complete the picture in your mind of the version you've never seen before.
Right. It's how involved was George with the shooting of the remake?
With the shooting, no, he was there the first day, maybe the second day at the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually said something. He said, I overheard him say, Tom doesn't want us here. And I yelled, no, George, are you kidding? I love that you're here. Because I really wanted to impress George. I really wanted to impress him with what I was doing. But he had to get back to Florida to finish writing The Dark Half. He had a deadline for that. So he was there the first couple of days, and then he was there the last day or two, okay? But if he was there, it would have been a lot more fun. You know, as you know, if you've heard me talk, it wasn't a very good experience because they kept slapping my hand, you know, and there were so many things that didn't get done simply because there wasn't time, you know. But I understand a lot of the budget didn't make it into making the movie. I don't know where it went. We could have used another week of shooting. So somebody got greedy back. It wasn't George, believe me. Somebody got greedy back then, and we could have used more time.
Is that intervention from the studio? Is that what you're saying? Is a lot of studio intervention, or
no? Just well, even before we started shooting, I had, as you will see. Lloyd? Do you have the Night of the Living Dead book?
I don't have the book.
Okay, well, I will of course personally hand you one or send you one.
Okay.
But, when you see the storyboards, those storyboards, 600 of them, were up on the wall in my office. So anybody that came in, the prop guys, the wardrobe, anybody, I could go through and show them exactly what the movie was going to be. George came in, he saw it, and he said, "This is wonderful, but you have a 6-week movie up there, and you've only got 4 weeks to shoot it." Okay?
Yeah.
So they immediately cut, I don't know why, they cut Tom catching on fire at the gas pumps when they all go to with the truck, and you know, he shoots the gas tank. Well, I had him getting caught on fire. It's in the book, of course, you know. Well, they cut that. And I said, what the stunt guy said, we can do that in 20 minutes. They cut it. He said, we don't want to use any of the dialogue. And my argument back then was, you know, if you're going to a movie, you want to see stuff happen. You don't want to listen to people talk unless it's My Dinner with Andre or something like that, you know. But they were cutting action for dialogue before we established a pace. Like, they didn't know how many shots we were going to get off in a day. So it doesn't make sense to cut something before you see what our pace could be. Our pace could have been something where we were just knocking it out of the park every day, you know. But it wasn't George, and it wasn't the studio. It was, and it's in the book, it's a couple of people whose names I don't want to mention, who weren't supposed to be there. All of a sudden they were there. So, and I was in the middle of a divorce 2 weeks into it. So, you know, my mind was where, you know, trying to make a great movie to impress George, but dealing with maybe losing my daughter, losing my bank account, you know. So it was testy.
I don't know how you did it. I mean, I would find, you know, normal life difficult at that point.
Well,
But
it was tough every day. How am I going to get through this day? And you do what you have to do. And you know, it's true about Nietzsche saying what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That could have killed me. I mean, I could have had a nervous breakdown, a heart attack. It makes you stronger. It makes you deal with life. Like right now, I'm enjoying the hell out of this lockdown. Yeah. I'm going to miss it. I'm really going to miss it. I will never say again in my life, I'll do that when I have time. You make time for the things that you want to do. That's what this is showing me, giving us all this time. I mean, I've sculpted a Vincent Price from the House of Wax. I've painted the bathroom, and I enjoy the hell out of my wife. So being with her every day. Look, amen to that, Clarissa. Thank you.
Yes.
Is she the one from Australia?
Clarissa, no, I don't believe so. That was can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Right. So I told you I made a bunch of Leatherface masks. Those sold instantly.
Nice.
I've joined Cameo. I've got 4 cameos to do today. Every day I'm doing like 2 or 3 cameos. So, I mean, that's something I would not have made time for before.
So definitely staying busy.
Yeah. very busy.
So go ahead.
Good.
Go ahead. So what do you got behind you there? You've got a bunch of busts. Are those busts that you've made?
Oh yeah, those are my Universal monster sculptures.
Yeah.
Let me move my chair out of the way.
Okay.
What's he got there? Oh, those are beautiful.
Now they're not painted. They're not painted in what I call the museum quality paint. I usually go through and add deep shadows, just completely paint it, and then wipe it off. So like in museum, it looks like dirt in the cracks, you know. So those were. I started with Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I know. When my dad died, I sculpted him. Now, after you make the mold, the sculpture stays intact. So I tore my dad's face off and put a clay press of Boris Karloff in it and sculpted Frankenstein. When I made that, when the molds were made from that, I took Frankenstein's face off and did the mummy. And then each one is the same way. On the same blob of clay was Frankenstein, Ardith Bey, Imhotep, Bela Lugosi's Dracula, the Phantom of the Opera, and even the creature from the Black Lagoon. So those are on display at the Monster Cafe at Universal Studios, Florida.
Those are gorgeous.
Those are gorgeous.
Thank you.
I've got a question from one of the attendees. He said, what was it like working on Eyes of a Stranger?
Eyes of a Stranger. Oh, that was in Miami, Florida with Jennifer Jason Leigh. I think she was 11 or 12. She played a blind girl, and she was being stalked.
Yes.
By John DeSanti, and Lauren Toos from The Love Boat was her mother, and she wound up shooting the killer in the bathroom. Okay, and Jennifer Jason Leigh, she spent a lot of time at 11 or 12 years old telling us dirty jokes.
What?
She was hilarious. Yeah.
She was how old?
11 or 12. Yeah.
Wow.
But her mom was terrific stage mom. She was so funny in her own right. And you know, her father was killed in the Twilight Zone movie.
Oh yeah. What was his name in the helicopter scene?
The helicopters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sad.
What was his name?
Vince Morrow. Vince
Morrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was after that. No. I think Twilight Zone happened after that. So he wasn't killed in that accident, but they were divorced, you know, so yeah.
Somebody said, what was it like to create Jason Voorhees on Friday the 13th?
Well, I mean, it was look what's happened since then. He's a major. We didn't know he was going to become a major icon, you know. But I modeled him after a guy that I saw in my neighborhood. We didn't call him homeless back then. He was just a bum. His name was Bill Bailey. One ear was lower than the other. His eye was like a Quasimodo eye. So I really made Jason look like that guy. And Jason had hair to begin with, the young kid.
Yeah.
But it didn't look scary enough. So I gave him a mongoloid pinhead dome. And that's just something that I just came up with. And that just to make him scarier. But he originally had hair, you know.
Yeah. And that was my favorite. Part 4 is my favorite Friday of all time. And I think it's
a lot of people's favorite, you know.
Yeah.
I know, because the series, okay, I turned down part 2 because they had Jason running around. I said, wait a minute. Jason isn't alive. It's a kid that died in the first movie. Oh, no. We're going to change that. Well, of course they did not. And I did The Burning instead. Miramax's Harvey Weinstein.
Because I love the movie.
Yeah. So, and they wrote that before Friday the 13th. You know, he had to, Weinstein had to keep telling people that because they thought it was a Friday the 13th ripoff. Okay. So I turned down part 2. They did not offer me part 3. But here comes the 4th one, and the franchise was waning. And they brought me in because, you know, I gave birth to Jason. They brought me in to kill him. Okay. And the death wasn't in the script. We invented that as we were going along. So And that's why it's called the final chapter. They really thought it was the last one, but it made so much money. I mean, we're going to see Friday the 13th, Part 13, I'm sure.
Yeah, it made so much money. How could they not make another one?
Yeah. And next weekend is the 40th anniversary of Friday the 13th. That's
the original?
Yeah, the original came out.
That's right. We were supposed to go. I was supposed to be at the Camp Nobi Bosco in near Blairstown, PA. But something came up. Texas Frightmare came up. That's right. Texas Frightmare would have been this week, right?
It would have been today.
Today.
That's why we're kind of doing this whole celebration today and having a bunch of people on and talking about
So the 40th is next week, you're saying?
Next weekend was the original release date. May not.
Oh, no. I would be doing Monster Palooza then. So I told the Friday the 13th camp people I'll be at Monster Palooza. But now that's changed till next May.
Yeah.
So if you're out there, contact me. Maybe I can still do your show at Camp Nobi Bosco.
Have you done that? Have you been there before?
Once.
For an event?
Once. It was a blast. The sleeping arrangement was terrible. And I've asked them never to put me there again. I mean, Harry Manfredini, Robbie Morgan, they stayed at a hotel near the camp. In fact, when we shot the movie, Tasso and I, my assistant, we stayed at the camp. We didn't stay at the hotel with the cast and the crew, because at the camp we had the kitchen, we had the ovens. We baked the foam latex in the pizza ovens in the Boy Scout camp. Okay, so we stayed at the camp because we had a boat, we had a motorcycle, we had a blast. Okay, so I thought staying at the camp like we did when we made it would be fun. When we did the reunion thing, oh, it was horrible.
Sure.
No matter 2 o'clock and the bathroom was just horrible.
You had to make a trek to the bathroom and everything.
It was like across the road, and in the middle of the night, what are you going to do? And then the crowd came in, and they would start using the bathroom, so it wasn't private for us. Anyway, enough about the bathroom. Yeah.
What
great.
else, Tom? What do you? Anything else you want to talk about?
Okay, yes. Shudder. There's a lot going on Shudder with me. Smoke and Mirrors, of course. Nosferatu, the TV series, the second season. I'm in that,
Nice.
which is amazing because the day I arrived, I did a scene with Zachary Quinto. I'm in a makeup that I can't tell you what it is, but there's Zachary Quinto, and he reminded me in the makeup trailer that we went to the same college, Carnegie Mellon. We went to the same high school, Central High School, because he's from Pittsburgh. So we connected immediately, but it was such a thrill to be, doing a scene with Zachary, Mr. Spock, Smoke and Mirrors is good. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Nosferatu, I'm in that. Lock and Key is on Netflix. It's on there right now. And I'm in the second episode, but I mentioned in all of them, especially the first one, the first episode of Lock and Key, there's a bunch of kids called the Savini Squad.
Yeah.
They want to make horror movies, okay? So I'm the huge inspiration for them. And it's funny because people would email me, hey, do you know that you're being mentioned on the first? Oh, wait a minute. There you are. They're watching the second episode where I appear,
And you're like, of course I know.
So I said to Joe Hill, I think the fans are writing me. They want to see what happens when the key goes into my neck, because I have a keyhole back there. I'm not giving anything away. You clearly see it if you watch the episode.
Yeah.
He said, I want to see that too. So hopefully they'll bring me back, because my assistant is always joking. Do those kids know that Tom Savini is working in a hardware store down the street? So, I mean, I'm not Tom Savini in the film, in the series.
Right.
So anyway, Lock and Key on Netflix.
Well, before we move on, hey, Joe Hill, we have to mention that you worked with him when he was a little boy in Creepshow.
He was the little boy in the bed reading the comic books that Tom Atkins, smacks. And we were his. He would, if he were here, he would tell you we were his babysitter. The effects, me and the effects team, because he was always with us. He was always, because that's where the monsters were. The monsters and the makeups and Fluffy and Nate's corpse. The room was filled with that stuff. So he was always with us, shooting on the sets in the studio. Okay, so yeah, so and he's very loyal. His book that just came out, Total.
Yeah, I'm blanking on that too. But yeah, he just had a book come out.
The whole introduction is about that time and about me.
Oh, really?
On Creepshow, the whole introduction to that book is about his inspiration, and he's very loyal. He brought me on Lock and Key. He brought me into Nosferatu, and hopefully he'll bring me back in Lock and Key to get that key in my neck. So anyway, okay, so Lock and Key. Well, Smoke and Mirrors is on Shudder, and Creepshow, my Creepshow episode that I directed, is on Shudder, and I think starting May 4th, all of the Creepshow episodes are going to play on AMC. They're taking it from Shudder. Well, AMC owns Shudder, so those are going to be broadcast on AMC, and AMC. It'll be next year. The next season of Creepshow will be AMC and not Shudder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So what else is going on? We're making these safety masks with like a hockey mask. My assistant is doing those.
I've seen those.
He sold 300 of them yesterday. Yesterday, one day.
300
of those of the bottom of the hockey mask, which has a filter in it. It's it's a good virus mask.
Mm-hmm.
And people are sending me, like somebody sent me a face hugger from Alien that's a safety mask. It's on my Instagram. Yeah. Go to my Instagram, you'll see all this shit, okay?
Yeah.
So what else? You showed the book. Yeah, okay.
We showed the book. We've talked about Shudder. Yep. You've been a busy man lately.
Yeah, you've been very busy.
You've been painting the bathroom.
Painting bathrooms?
The bathroom. A cameo. That's a challenge. People will come in. Hey, can you give a shout out to my husband? He's a little down now because of this lockdown, and he's an artist, So, and that's something else that's on Instagram. It's gotten 29,000 hits so far. I was talking to artists about using this time to flourish, and I showed them that I'm sitting there in front of a blob of clay. And I did something I've been wanting to do, which is Vincent Price from the House of Wax. I've never seen anybody do that. Okay. So it's my version of Vincent Price. I don't have a. It's in the studio, which is back there. But you'll see it eventually. Maybe I'll bring it to Texas. Who knows?
Please. Yeah, show it online.
I have a deal with Trick or Treat Studios. They've been selling masks that I've sculpted. They're going to be putting out Fluffy, as a matter of fact.
Wow. Oh, wow.
The whole Fluffy bust, of which you have the face of,
Yes.
The whole front of that bust as a wall hanging or as a tabletop thing. They're putting that out, and they asked me for the Vincent Price thing because they're going to get a licensing for the House of Wax and Vincent Price. So maybe Trick or Treat will be selling that soon.
That's crazy.
Wow. Isn't Trick or Treat amazing? We were just talking to one of our vendors about them.
They are. Will they be there in Texas?
Yes. Yeah.
Great guys. Great guy. Justin Mabry, terrific artist. And they're the biggest mask makers around, aside from Distortions Unlimited. In fact, Distortions manufactures some of the stuff from Trick or Treat Studios.
My wife took this off the wall so we can.
There's Fluffy.
There's Fluffy.
Yeah. Well, yours is very special. Yours is special. He's from the original mold. Not the sculpture that I just did for Trick or Treat. That's the original mold of Fluffy. And of course, I added all that hair to it.
I know you did. You hand punched all of that.
Oh, yeah.
It's Fluffy test.
He's beautiful. He
looks great. He looks great right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put him right here for right now.
Okay.
And you're the only one that has something like that. This has not been mass produced in any way.
Really?
Yeah.
I know you've made a few every now and then though, right? Or do you just not use the original?
Of that Fluffy? No.
Wow.
Lloyd's very special. That's why he's a very special man.
Well, Tom knows how I feel about him.
I'm sorry?
I said Tom knows how I feel about him.
Yes.
All he ever does is talk about Tom.
That's why he's sitting there with you.
Yeah. Tom, thank you for coming on.
My
You're always
pleasure.
amazing. So I want to ask you one thing before I let you go. Somebody said that we need a Sex Machine prequel. I think that's a fabulous idea.
It's interesting that you said that, because when the movie came out, the Alamo Draft House in Dallas, in Austin, brought me down there for the Tom Savini Film Festival.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that does Ain't It Cool News? Harry
Knowles.
Harry Knowles was sitting there, and Robert Rodriguez was sitting there. In fact, he edited together a piece that he showed of the more violent death that I handed to vampires when I was staking them and clubbing them, in the titty twister. And somebody in the crowd said they would like to see a Sex Machine prequel, like on its own. Like, where did he come from? But there are some fans that speculate that I'm always the same guy, like the biker from
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead. That he goes off and becomes part of the circus in Night Riders of jousting on motorcycles, and he eventually winds up in that titty twister nightclub as the biker. So it seems like I'm always, or mainly, a biker, so the fans have given me an evolution. The fans have given me a history of starting with Dawn of the Dead as that biker, because I don't necessarily have to have died when I hit that fountain, except that I appear as a zombie in Land of the Dead as that guy. Okay. But he could be the guy in Night Riders, and anyway, and then winds up in the titty twister.
I totally think Rodriguez needs to revisit this.
Well, I hope he's watching.
Yeah, I would love to see a second.
It was suggested, and I have the crotch rocket. I have the gun.
Tom could play the part again. You look exactly the same, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't aged. You are a vampire.
You are a
right?
vampire, Tom.
That's what Rick Baker said. Rick Baker posted on Instagram when I posted a picture of me and Tommaso Salvini. Tommaso Salvini is an actor in the 18th century. And I put the pictures side by side when all those history likenesses were coming up. So here I am as Tommaso Salvini. Even the name is very close. And Rick Baker came in and said, I knew you were a fucking vampire.
You are.
I looked that up,
We're
and I'm
on
looking
you,
at him
Tom.
right now.
You are. Okay.
Yeah, and here it is. Tommaso, Tommaso Salvini. Yeah, look it up, guys.
Well, when I went to Carnegie Mellon University, I'm sitting there on the first day of theater history class, and the teacher is calling out names for attendance. He got to my name and he stopped, and he went, Tom Savini? Where are you? Do you know who Tommaso Salvini was? And I did not know. So he was very impressed that here I am, an acting major in a school where historically one of the greatest actors was in the 18th century, Tommaso Salvini, so. Anyway.
That's amazing. You're reincarnated.
I'm a vampire.
He's a vampire.
So what else, Tom? Do you have anything else you want to point us to?
Well, we've covered so much.
Yeah, we have covered a lot.
Nosferatu, Smoke and Mirrors. Well, I'm really looking forward to getting down to Texas for Frightmare.
We miss
especially with the whole cast from Night of the Living Dead. I'm hoping there'll be a photo op with all of us together that fans can come in, and
there is.
I mean, the only person that's not going to be there is Tom Tolles.
Yeah,
because he's deceased, and the little girl. God, this is not a good time to remember names. She's
remember her either. I'm losing her name.
She's a Broadway actress. She's been around in so many things. Anyway, she won't be there, but everybody else is going to be there.
Yeah,
I mean, the fans have never seen. Well, like you asked Tony, when's the last time we were together? When we made the movie. So for the fans, it's the first time to be with us since the movie, So yeah,
it's going to be great.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we have the opportunity to do that here in Texas.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Well,
hey,
Tom,
did they already have the Rondo Hatton Awards? Because your show was nominated, right, for the best convention?
Yeah, I think they already did. We get nominated. We've been nominated the last 3 or 4 years, but we never win, which is okay because I don't go around and like plug it and push people to vote for us or anything.
You don't do the hard sell. I don't like the hard sell either.
I figure if people want to vote for us, if not, may the best man win.
Okay. So the awards are over as far as you know.
Yeah, I think they announced the winners, didn't they?
I think they did. But
You were nominated for what was that again?
Smoke and Mirrors.
Smoke and Mirrors.
We'll have to pull
Best documentary. Well, I didn't hear from anybody, so I guess we didn't win.
Yeah, I guess not. Oh well, there's always next time.
We'll make our own awards.
Okay.
Well, Tom, it's been a pleasure talking to you today.
Same here.
If you want to check out Tom, make sure you go and buy his book. Where can you get the book right now, Tom?
Boy, the publisher's going to crucify me for this.
Yeah,
it's on Amazon.
I should be rattling off. Well, it's Dark Ink Publishing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a specific address. But Dark Ink, look up Dark Ink Publishing, and it's there. For the deluxe version, which is what you have. You have the numbered deluxe version. There's still maybe 100 of those left, I think. But the other version is Amazon. It's all over the world, so that is easily obtainable through Dark Ink or Amazon.
Okay.
It's just called Savini,
Yep.
And then check out everything that he's got going on Shudder. You have Lock and Key.
Well, Instagram has everything right there.
Yeah. So go to Instagram and check out what Tom's got, and he'll point you to it.
Okay.
All right.
I'll see you guys in September.
We'll see you in September.
I feel like singing the song again.
Go ahead.
We should all sing it.
Let's do it.
See you in September. That's good enough. Make everybody do that.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna do it. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
I know.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We love Tom.
I love him. He's such a great interview.
Oh yeah, Tom's great.
He's just such a wealth of knowledge. He's one of the remaining legends. Especially if you're into 80s horror films.
Yeah.
Tom is a legend.
Yep. Oh,
El Diablo's
oh God,
back.
no.
Golly, every time. You do it. You get rid of it. Get rid of him, Charlie.
The power of Christ compels you. It's not.
Oh, it worked. It worked that time.
I felt it. I went to my body. The devil did.
Guys, I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Somebody just put up the link to Tom's book, A Mink Publishing /dark/ink.
Perfect.
So thank you for putting that up for us, guys. We had a lot of fun.
This was great. Hope everybody enjoyed us being on here.
I know I had a lot of fun. This was the longest we've ever gone. We're almost at 3 hours now. We're at 2 hours and 40 minutes.
My butt hurts.
My blood hurts too, to be honest with you. And I need a cigarette. It's been like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
I've been sitting here drinking this stuff for like 3 hours.
I know. We both had to get up and take bathroom breaks.
Yeah, I'm old. I gotta have a potty break.
Yeah. Are you ready for another one?
Potty break?
Yeah. Do you need another potty break, or are you okay?
I got a cup here.
Okay.
We think I've been doing it under the table.
Just pour out the rest of this bottle, Charles. We'll be okay.
What else do we have to do? Anything?
I think we actually have another video to play before we go. We've got to give away.
We got to do giveaway from last week.
Yeah, we got to give away Karen Black's picture.
Here she is.
There she is. So I'm going to go in. I haven't chosen the name yet, but I'm going to go in and randomly choose a name. Win this.
Names we're
going to do it live on the air. We'll do it live.
Do it live, Lord.
We'll do it live.
We got the people. Who wants Karen Black?
We're going to find out in just a second as soon as my webpage loads and I can look up all the shares.
Look what you've done.
I know. Make sure you're talking, Charles, while I'm doing this. So we don't want any dead silence. Come on, man. You're my co-host.
I'm just come here. I don't even know what we're doing. You kidnapped me.
Get to work, Charles.
I woke up and I was in your house and I was tied to a chair. That's all I know.
How's your butt feel?
It feels bad. All right. So yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed it though. I mean, we had a great time talking to everybody. And Lloyd learned how to pronounce Timothy's last name. How is it, Lloyd?
Pittides.
No. Pittides.
It's not Pittides. That's the wrong way. Don't screw with me, Charles. That is the wrong way. It's Pittides.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's not Pittides. I got told it was not.
Okay,
Pittides.
Lloyd.
What was the last show we did, Charles? Was it Felisa?
No.
Yeah, it was the last show.
Yeah, it was.
All right. So let's see. Interview with Felisa. So I'm going to go through.
I am ready to see the new Candyman. I am quite upset it was delayed, but
I know.
that's all we've got.
Well, I think we'd rather it be delayed.
I need to be in a theater to see it. I need a theater screen. I need some popcorn. And I need Candyman.
Well, wouldn't we rather it be delayed than have to watch it on our little rinky-dink screens at home?
I don't want to watch it on my rinky-dink screen. I want to watch it in the theater.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? I'm having a hard time finding this post. It's probably because we're live and I'm like searching around and I can't find it. Show them what we're going to give. We're going to give this away.
I was about to grab. Today, next giveaway, I brought them with me.
We showed that last time.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody was on though.
Yeah.
So everybody's gonna have the chance to win a Bruce Campbell autograph, and also we're gonna give away a Sam Raimi autograph from Army of Darkness. I think people will want these. If not, we can just throw them in the trash.
No, I think everybody's gonna want it.
You sure?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll put it over here then.
All right, so I say we just do this later because I'm not finding it right now. I'm not good at doing this.
Well, we gotta pull them. We gotta randomize them.
Yeah, we'll give these away later. You'll get them soon.
Maybe
trust me.
Maybe tomorrow before Arrow comes on, we can do.
Yeah, remind them about Arrow tomorrow.
Yeah. So same time tomorrow, 2 Central Standard Time. We're gonna be back on with Arrow Video, and we're gonna be discussing everything Arrow has on the lineup, the slate coming up.
Yeah.
So it should be a lot of fun. Solely devoted to Arrow, though. So it's
solely devoted to Arrow. That's at 2 p.m. Central Time tomorrow.
Central Time.
Sunday.
Sunday.
So let's go ahead. We've got a special message from the always amazing Dee Wallace. So let's go ahead and play that now. If it'll let me.
Hey everybody, it's Dee Wallace from Cujo and E.T. and The Howling and all Rob Zombie stuff. And hey, I so wish we could be together this weekend as planned, but I'm going to be there in September, and I hope you guys are planning on being there too, because I got lots of hugs and lots of love and lots of great product that I want to sign just for you. So we'll see each other then. Make it a plan. Be there or be square, baby cakes.
I love Dee.
Is she the greatest?
I asked her to marry me at one time in one of the shows. And she was like, Charles, you're already married. And I'm like, my wife understands my love for you, Dee, and we'll make it work together.
She still turned you down.
She still turned me down.
What the hell?
I know. We could have had this wonderful trouble. Me, Dee, and my wife.
She is freaking amazing, though.
Yeah, she's always so sweet, though. She's always so welcoming to everybody. She loves to talk about everything that she's done. So
she said baby cakes too. I haven't heard anybody say baby cakes in a long time, but that made me feel like I was talking to my mom or something.
I'm gonna start calling you baby cakes.
Okay, go right ahead.
Baby cakes.
All right, guys. What else do we got, Charles? We're gonna give these pictures away later.
Pictures. This one though, you guys got to share. You know what we got to do?
Yeah, make sure you share. For a chance to win the Bruce Campbell and the Sam Raimi. One person, well, 2 people will win. One person will win Sam, one will win Bruce.
Yeah. And we'll randomize and maybe we'll post up who won the Karen Black. We'll do something.
We'll get in there and pull it when I find the post.
Maybe we'll find something. We'll do it.
Exactly. Robert Maxwell says so motherly. She's everybody's movie mom. That's the way I love to think about her.
And don't forget, next Saturday, we're looking at doing the live Twitch streaming of Friday the 13th. You got to have Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. So if you don't have it, try to. If you don't have it, try to get a Prime trial account. Maybe that'll work. I don't know, but
I think there's a 30-day free trial or something. I don't know.
Okay. So let's do that. First up, though, is tomorrow. The Arrow.
We'll be on with Arrow
the
tomorrow.
Arrow special
Live
edition.
Yep.
Right. So we're gonna do that, and then after that, the Amazon Prime thing.
The other video.
Kate, we showed Kate's video. Yeah, that's my wife back there.
That's Sue.
She's our director. She tells us.
She tells us what.
She tells me what to do, and I do it if I know it's good for me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. You got
right.
anything else you want to talk about, Charlie?
No, just nothing else, baby cakes. That's it.
All right, baby cakes. I'll see you tomorrow.
Be around tomorrow for Frightmare.
All right, we'll do that, guys. Woo. Thank you all for watching. We had a great time. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Frightmare HQ out. Maybe.
You got to
end the broadcast.
Let's keep going.